I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
You just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing. You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
You know we can fight 400 steel fights to this day. You know we've been fighting 400 steel fighting to this day. To this day.
Alright, cut the goddamn music. This is King Bucho. Welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. That's right. Fantasy matchups. People are gonna go crazy. And that's what we want. We want controversy, we want excitement. And this is what we're gonna get on this show. First of all, let's give a quick shout out to the people in the chat. We have Subhash Kunar, he's always in there. Orval Boxing Talking News, Saint Brit, The Hand History Vault, ERM. Those we have, The Shepherd Sons, yeah, I said Uncle Bunt Apostrophe, Bay Area Boxing, and SSB 28. Oh, we have, did I mention Luis Ortiz? Good old Luis Ortiz. We also have Big Boys Boxing. Guys, welcome to the show. The phone lines are open, by the way, people. Call in. We want you to call in and give us your fantasy matchups so we can discuss them. In the chat as well, of course, you can provide us with some matchups. I already have some in mind, but we'll be creating some as we go along. All right, Stu's supposed to join me soon, and I sent the link to some people in the who are on Discord. Okay, Johnny Boy, I think he's there. Guys, if you want the link, just ask me, all right? This is like, we're right now, we don't have anything planned. So we're gonna just give out links. Hand them out. The Frog King says Wilder was knocked out, by Harold Sconiers. He was down for 13 seconds. Therefore, he was knocked out. And the amateurs, I believe that's what you're talking about. This is rumor that Vladimir Klitschko knocked him out in sparring. Who the fuck knows? Jay Perez says David Price versus Mike Tyson. Get out of here, man. C188 says Ortiz is a future Hall of Famer. L Dog says good day, Chad and BDA hosts. Uncle Bill Apostrophe says Dinosaur Ortiz. Yeah, Luis Ortiz is from the land before time. Yeah, he's pretty old, man. So that's why you gotta give him credit, though. I mean, for being, I would say, a top 10 heavyweight, maybe at the age of 50. That's pretty impressive, to be honest. All right, let's begin the show. Okay, hold on. I don't know why the links here aren't working anymore. Just give me one moment, please. Okay, let me just call everybody else again. Here we go. I know this show is very professional when I'm on it. Try to send Mark a link, but I can't find him. I saw his comment. There you go. Okay. Link sent. And we begin. So now, guys, I'm going to start showing you some of the matches that I already have in mind. Let me just go over here to the... Here we go. Fantasy matches. We have Wilder versus Mike Tyson. Wilder versus Mike Tyson. If you guys remember correctly, Deontay Wilder at some point claimed that he could knock out Iron Mike Tyson. So what do you guys think about that? I think most of us agree that Mike Tyson would knock him out, but if somebody disagrees with the consensus that we got going on here, please call in if you can. Or just let us know in the chat why you disagree with this. I already have Mark in here. Mark, welcome to the show.
Hi, how's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. Mike Tyson, Deontay Wilder. I mean, I think that's an easy one, but I just want to see if somebody disagrees.
Well, yeah, because Wilder's a very patient type of fighter. And pretty much this fantasy fights are about prime versus prime. And if Wilder sits there and allows Tyson to start fighting with him, he's going to get knocked out. He pretty much has to go into a shootout with him to have a chance at knocking him out.
Yeah. Now, of course, Wilder, if he lands a good shot, he can knock out Mike Tyson. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But I mean, would he land that shot? Somebody in the chat was saying like Wilder would never land a single shot. So
Tyson's head movement would be too much. Like, I mean, you look at Tyson Fury playing with him. Mike Tyson's head movement in his prime, that's 25 times the speed of fucking Fury's.
How about the height difference? Would that be
the height difference? You think could be a problem, but no, because Wilder's never fought a power puncher who can fight on the inside, and he doesn't really know how to use his jab to keep people at bay. And I know people will say Stavern ain't Mike Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's the first thing.
No, yeah.
He doesn't know how to actually get on top of you, and Stavern's actually a counter puncher, believe it or not. And Areola, yeah, he can fight on the inside, but come on, he's too slow. If you have a speed advantage over Wilder, that's going to give him all the issues in the world. Imagine Tyson charging in, head going left and right, bobbing, weaving. Wilder goes to throw a jab. He misses that jab, and all of a sudden, Tyson's on the outside landing a left hook.
Yeah. No, it's over.
It could be very brutal. It could be like one of Tyson's earlier fights. That's the way it could go. But having said that, if Wilder can land with a right hand, he could knock him out. It's just if he lands it. I don't think he does. I think it'll be over within 2 rounds.
Just to clarify, what is a prime Mike Tyson? Which year?
I'm going late 80s. So I'm going like 88, 89.
Yeah, I think
like 86 through 88, 89. All those years, he was just unbelievable. You look what he did to like Tucker and God, man, he was just so good. And I know a lot of people are like, oh well, who are they? They were top 10 heavyweights. Something Wilder doesn't have. And like, I'll be honest with you, I think Tucker's a better win than Luis Ortiz. I really do.
Yeah, of course.
Tony Tubbs, Terrell Biggs. These are all very
athletic.
good fighters.
Yeah, these guys were athletic in a sort of way. Like Ortiz, he's big. He has a punch, I'd say, but he's just
he can box. He can jab.
He can box. He can jab. But my issue with Ortiz is not he's not a bad boxer. He's just too slow. I think he's just past his prime. So that's why I deduct a lot of points from that win. Ortiz, in my opinion, just shouldn't be in the ring. He's just too old. The Frog King says Wilder has no inside game either. It would end in rape. There you have it.
Just
rape.
Wow. I'm pretty sure Teddy Atlas frowned upon that comment.
Yeah. Luis Ortiz is in the chat, and he says, "My speed, my combinations." Of course, he has dementia now. He's getting too old. Brandon White says Ortiz is too slow. Of course, he's too slow. All right, so we agree. Nobody wanted to disagree with us. The number's on your screen, people, so you can call in. Don't be shy. We won't jump on you. We won't go crazy. This is friendly discussion. All right.
Yeah, friendly. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. All right. Well, I guess that's it for Wilder against Mike Tyson. I mean,
Until other people show up. I mean,
yeah.
if you want, I'll play devil's advocate.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure, I'll play devil's advocate. Anytime Mike Tyson fought against a real puncher, he got the shit beaten out of him. He had quit in his heart, and anytime anybody landed on him, he was hurt. This was a man who showed that even against a guy with a long reach like Buster Douglas, he couldn't muster the gravy. And everyone's going to say, oh, he was out of his prime. But let's be real here for a second. You don't know that. He could have been beaten up on everybody in prison. He probably came out of there tougher than he ever had been. And he capitulated and he quit. He quit. I'm just quoting Teddy Atlas.
Yeah, I was gonna mention Teddy Atlas. So, honestly speaking, do you believe that Mike Tyson?
Absolutely no way in hell. I think Mike Tyson would knock him out. But look, I was playing devil's advocate.
No. I was gonna ask if you believe the fact that when Mike Tyson stepped it up, he choked.
Oh, no, I don't believe that because I think Mike Tyson was just a victim of poor judgment and poor timing. So if he, like, I look at like Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield's victories over him as like they got him at the best time. You know, like in 2003, Mike Tyson was gone. He was gone. That's when Lennox beat him. 2002, 2003.
Yeah.
Like against Evander, man, people would be like, "Oh, he broke down mentally in the ring from the headbutts." I think he kind of knew that if he couldn't like get through Evander because of his age, and if you even look at his body physique, it's not the same as it was in '88. Look at Mike Tyson's body physique in '88 and in '95, '96. Completely different.
No, different. Mike Tyson, because of his size, his frame, he needed to be at he was at 216. And that's why he was explosive, right? And he needed that explosiveness because he had to compensate for the fact that he was short, right? But then when he started getting into like the 230s, he just was too bulky and he wasn't as athletic.
He wasn't quick. It wasn't like the reflexes weren't there, you know? Like, I know this is a really bad comparison that I'm about to do, and it's a gay-ass sport, but you know tennis. I remember Andy Roddick, who had the biggest serve in the world for years, right? He said the reason he had to serve was because of the flexibility in his shoulder, not because of the power he could generate. So when he went up an extra 10 pounds in weight, his serve dropped by like 10 miles an hour. But when he went back down in weight and had the flexibility and there wasn't as much muscle mass, he was able to launch that ball 148 miles an hour. I know it's a completely crap sport, but flexibility is a massive thing. And with extra bulk on your body, you're not as flexible, you're not as mobile, you're not as snappy. And power is more of a snappy thing. Like, just the speed of it. Speed amplifies power.
Yeah, we're still not sure exactly what generates power. Obviously, the technique is important, but it could also be that flexibility, the tendons or something. I mean, I don't know, but it makes sense. You know, as you get older, you start losing all of that shit. Then putting on weight, that wasn't helping Mike Tyson at all. All right, hold on. We have a phone call, so let me just wait. I need to switch the mic. Okay, line. All right, hold on. 910. You're on the air. 910.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Steven Schneider. Can you hear me clearly, or?
Yep.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Nice. Yeah, just drinking some beers, bros. Man, I just hopped in late. But I seen the title or whatever, Deontay Wilder versus Mike Tyson. Oh man. Well, first off, I'm not going to get into like super details, but the fact is, Wilder doesn't have the feet, he or activity or head movement to ever stop Mike Tyson's ring cutting off, body attack, uppercut throwing, inside fighting, destructive Mike Tyson in his prime, fuck your mother and every. It's just destroy. He would fucking destroy Wilder in probably 4 rounds at the most. But that should be a no-brainer. I don't even know why this shit's even a debate. Like Like Wild. When have you ever seen Wilder super active, super punchy, super moving in the first 3 or 4 rounds? And that's pretty much what Mike Tyson does every fucking fight. So yeah, Wilder would be done in 4 or 5. Now later, Mike, probably not so much, but yeah, that's my opinion on that. I was going to bring up another subject, but it's so off topic.
All right, go ahead.
I'm not going to do it.
Go ahead.
But, no, I will. I just got done arguing with somebody over the whole Dillian White thing, another heavyweight. I guess it's somewhat on topic, but like he tested positive, right? So why is everybody on his nuts now and yelling at anybody saying that he's dirty when, yeah, he was cleared and everything like that, but a positive is a positive. Like, they don't have hearings about not being positive, so I don't understand this whole, like, why I'm getting attacked for saying that he's probably dirty because he fucking cheated before already when he was kickboxing. Like, the dude is fat and he goes 12 rounds throwing punches. Anyway,
talking about Dillian White or Baby Miller?
What's the other guy? He did 3 drugs.
Baby Miller.
Fight, Baby Miller.
Jarrell Miller.
Yeah.
It's kind of off topic.
I forgot about that guy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, me too.
Rumor has it he might be fighting on Fury Wilder undercard.
Fury Wilder. Oh God. Well.
Oh yeah, that is a top rank. He might be. Yeah. Mark might be right because that. Did he or did he not sign with Top Rank, Baby Miller?
He's with Top Rank now, yeah.
He is, right? Yeah, he did sign with them. Yeah, okay, so it's true.
I've been hearing very small rumors. I don't know how big they are, but he might be fighting Carlos Takam on that undercard. And if that's true, that's actually a nice fight.
That is a good fight. They both come forward. Good fight.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? You want to give us another fantasy matchup?
Not really. I was just trying.
You want to
say what? Would you say, Bucho?
You want another fantasy matchup? Let's take a look at the list over here. What's next? We have Mayweather versus Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh yeah. This has actually been talked about on BDA a lot recently. Somewhat. Johnny Boy brings it up, I think, or somebody else does.
But what do you think?
Oh God. Both in their prime. Both in their prime in the class. Sugar Ray Leonard versus Floyd Mayweather.
Yep.
Fucking hell.
Come on.
Sugar Ray was a little more offensive. I'd have to. With no fuckery, like no A-side bullshit, just barely.
Decent size ring.
Because I don't think either knocks either out, to be honest with you. I think both go 12 or 15 rounds, depending on the year. But I think that, oh man, I'd have to go with Sugar Ray, man.
Okay, how about Thomas Hearns against Floyd Mayweather? Come on.
Oh man, I don't know, man.
What? All right.
All right. Before you're like, what? I know, Bucho, you're fucking on me. I know. The reason why I'm saying I don't know is because if you watch a lot of
follow your heart.
If you watch a lot of Hearns fucking fights, man, like dude had impeccable power, had a crazy jab and length and everything, and he had the equalizer, but I don't know, man. Like, I guess I'd have to go with Hearns. I'd have to go with Hearns by like later rounds. Hearns later rounds KO versus Mayweather. But I think that the early rounds, I don't think he would land so much. I really don't. But I think he'd finally find the mark. Hearns had a pretty good tank. The only thing with Hearns is, man, he didn't have the greatest chin. And Pretty Boy, like, people like to fuck with Floyd and say he, like, oh, he was a feather-fisted and everything like that. Man, early in his career, man, when he was more aggressive and he actually sat on his punches and wasn't afraid to take one, he was getting dudes out of there, man. He was stopping guys, but I still roll with Hearns. I still roll with Hearns.
Yeah, but keep in mind, Pretty Boy was like a lightweight and a super
Mhm.
feather. Tommy Hearns was like the
Exactly.
biggest
Freak.
147 pounder ever. And Floyd's power capitulated
So
as he
kind of a
went up in
funny-
weights.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but so that's kind of a funny comparison, right? Because at different weights, they had different power and that,
Yeah.
that, and the other. So it's kind of hard. I don't really like that comparison, to be honest. But, yeah.
True. I mean,
But
because
that's
Thomas
it. I'm
Hearns was
going
a
to get
big
out of your hair.
welterweight.
I'm going to get out of your hair because I'm drinking and I'm going to start interrupting people and rambling on. But,
All right,
yeah, man.
Call back when you're drunk. All right.
I drink all
To
the
this
time,
day.
though. That's the problem. But all right, man. I'll holler.
All right.
I'll holler at you guys later, man. Love the show. Shout out to all the panelists and all the guys in the chat.
All right, man. Call back again when you're drunk. Take care.
All right, man. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Great
All
call,
right, that was
Steven.
Steven Schneider. All right. So you were okay. What do you think, Mark? Let's start. Well, I think you said that Sugar Ray Leonard knocks out Mayweather. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think I did say that at some stage, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've said that once or twice or 90 times. He's too big. He's too big. He's 5'11" and a half. Dude's feet are as fast as Floyd's, maybe quicker. He's got the hand speed. Floyd's going to be using the Philly shell, and he's just going to get caught with straights because Sugar Ray is going to close the ring off. If Floyd keeps walking backwards and trying to do the pull counter, think of the punchers who've landed clean on Sugar Ray, and he keeps walking, and he keeps walking, and he keeps walking. Floyd ain't Roberto Durán, mate. This is a dude who ended up going up to light heavyweight and capturing a title. Captured the title at 168, 160. This is a monstrous monster. Whether you agree or not, he has a victory over a guy like Marvin Hagler, who Floyd would never, ever, ever dream of getting into the ring with. Floyd's largest opponent is arguably Oscar De La Hoya, who was really a super welterweight, really. Not even a super welterweight. He was really a super lightweight. I know he started lower down. It kind of like his best like size would have been. He was just good enough to fight in higher weights, and Oscar ain't big enough with Sugar Ray either. Oscar's smaller than Sugar Ray. The size is a big issue there, and if no fuckery, both of them fighting at their exact peak, at their exact best, there's only one winner, and it's Sugar Ray. As with Tommy Hearns, he just throws a hook over the top of that shoulder roll and catches Floyd on the top of his bald head and annihilates him.
Looking back at Mayweather, did he ever fight a big welter? Who was the? Okay, name me. I'm all over the place here. Who did Mayweather fight that was big in the welterweight division?
No, nobody. Like no one. Like Ortiz, Berto, Maidana. Most of Floyd's resume at welterweight is guys who came up from other weights.
Yeah, 140 to 147. Like Ortiz, he was a 140 pounder. Miguel Cotto, this guy he started at lightweight.
Yeah, Floyd was a product of an era where the best fighters from other divisions ended up being better than what was there at the time because the welterweight division was very poor, and they were able to come in and like, come on, the best welterweight in the world was a fucking flyweight.
Yeah, and then when he fought him,
sums it up. It never happened in any other era. Never.
Yeah. See, this is important what we're discussing here because we gotta put things into context, and this is true. There weren't really that many big welterweights at that time. Now, is that Floyd Mayweather's fault? No,
it's not his fault. It was a product of his era, and he was extremely successful in his era.
But
extremely successful.
He did have Pacquiao there, who was obviously, like you said, a super small welterweight. But unfortunately, they fought when both of them were past their prime. So I can't. I mean, Mayweather, you gotta criticize that aspect of his career, right? He never fought.
Baldomir is arguably the most legitimate welterweight because he's fought up at 154.
Yeah, he eventually moved up. Yeah, getting knocked out. Obviously. Okay, we have a phone call. 805. You're on the air. 805.
Hey, what's up, Bucho and Mark? How you guys doing?
What's up?
What's up?
What's up? It's the doctor. No, I'm just kidding. So, yeah, you guys have been jumping around a lot of topics here.
Yeah, well, just fantasy matchups.
Would you like to know who I think would win between Mike Tyson and Wilder?
Go ahead.
I think Mike Tyson by knockout.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. And then fantasy matchups, I thought of one that was kind of weird. Do you think like if Canelo, which he is from what I hear, trying to bulk up, if he does kind of bulk up, do you think like Rocky Marciano at 185-ish versus Canelo right around now?
That's a weird one.
Who do you think would win that?
Same day weigh-ins.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think Rocky might be too relentless.
Yeah, a bit bigger though too. I think though.
He like imagine like Canelo's frame and bulking up and how wide he is and stuff across the back. He's still like 8 inches like slimmer than Marciano across the back. Marciano was wide. He was just like a shed. That's pretty much it. And he was so relentless and he had massive power in his hands. In his championship fights, only one man went the distance with him. And then the same man lost via stoppage, and that was Ezzard Charles, who's arguably one of the greatest light heavyweights of all time, if not the greatest.
Yeah, so
I think
you
that
do
might be a
think
step
that
too far.
Canelo might not be quick enough to avoid Marciano's power?
I don't think it'll really matter because I think Marciano will like walk him down. Kind of like he'll just get him towards the ropes. That's all he really did. He was just he wasn't a boxer. He was just a brawler, and he has arguably the best chin in boxing history. Canelo ain't gonna hurt him.
Yeah, he's got a way better chin than Kovalev for sure, right?
Oh yeah,
by far.
Yeah,
by far. This dude was getting tagged up by amazing fighters, and just kept coming, just kept walking through. You're talking all-time great punchers landing on his chin, and he just kept coming through. Marciano's he's in the conversation of greatest chin ever. So,
yeah, I could see
the
Canelo
relentlessness, the power.
Fight, actually, if that really went down.
All right.
What happened?
Mayweather versus Sugar Ray Leonard. So we can close this one up. Who would win?
I do think Sugar Ray Leonard would probably just win on rounds. Not necessarily be a finish, but I think he would win with some fair judging, you know.
Yeah. All right. Before we close, people in the chat, just give us your prediction between that fight, the Sugar Ray Leonard and Mayweather. All right, so I can write up like the result over here. Because I don't know if to write Sugar Ray Leonard by decision or Ray Leonard by knockout. I think.
Can I chime in?
Yes.
Sugar Ray Leonard beats Floyd Mayweather almost in the same fashion the way he beat his dad, except.
All right, man. What the hell is going on here?
The only difference is that Mayweather had a bit tighter defense because he was better. He had better footwork than his dad did. So, but you saw the way Sugar Ray was able to penetrate that defense. A lot of that has to do with Floyd Mayweather Sr. is not as good as as his son, and also he was flat-footed. That he was a bit flat-footed, but he hit him at will. You go see that fight. He dominated him. I don't think he quite dominates his Sugar Ray Jr. that way, but he beats him in that kind of fashion where there's no doubt who won the fight. So a lot of that has to do with because Sugar Ray was a big guy. He was 5'10". I believe he had a 74-inch reach. That's something that Floyd Mayweather would have never seen. And then on top of that, with that speed and power. So, yeah, he kind of beats him in dominant fashion.
He's all wrong from him. He's all wrong from him.
Yeah.
On top of it, he's actually a better boxer than him. I could see him outpointing him off the back foot. What if Sugar Ray didn't want to engage and he just went onto the back foot and Floyd has to get past that 74-inch reach? It's over.
Yeah, but what Floyd would have done was definitely not engage him because it would have been too fast of a fighter in terms of throwing punches and and the thing about Sugar Ray, he threw punches in bunches. You know how we like to say it that way. Yeah. He was definitely that guy. So what would have happened was Sugar Ray would have had to close the distance somewhat, and still been able. He still would have been successful. But it would have, I can't see Floyd Mayweather forcing himself to start coming after Sugar Ray.
Remember when De La Hoya was unloading on Floyd, and he wasn't really landing, but Floyd just going to shit though.
Right. That's a good point, because if you look at Sugar Ray and Oscar De La Hoya, they're basically the same height, same dimension.
Yeah.
That
was
Oscar
that tall?
Yeah, Oscar's 5'10", 5'11".
Almost 5'11".
Yeah, and
according to his box rec, sure.
No, he's as tall as Sugar Ray. I've seen them together. He's just as tall as Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
And when he did have him on the ropes, I want to add, like De La Hoya, for example, or if Sugar Ray Leonard, knowing the crowd that he had even then or today, the enemies that Floyd has, if he gets them on the ropes like that, that's going to totally win over the crowd. The crowd's going to just erupt every time he's just throwing flurries on Floyd in the ropes.
Well, like that
everyone's
Hagler
just
fight.
Think he's winning. So
yeah, like in the Hagler fight. Yeah, of course, that's a good point.
Yeah.
All right, so you know what, guys? I'm gonna write over here. Sugar Ray Leonard stops Floyd Mayweather.
Well, yes.
People are gonna go crazy. Oh shit! All right.
He probably does. I don't know, but
there's very few welterweights from Floyd's era who could probably go the distance with a welterweight that size.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, can you imagine, like, let's say, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Carlos Baldomir? Sugar Ray destroys that dude, man.
Yeah.
He beats him into, like, if he don't knock him out straight cold, his corner's like, dude, you're getting fucked up. I got to stop this.
Reese Mack in the chat says
be wishing.
Sugar Ray had better hands. Sugar Ray had better hand speed than Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah, he did. De La Hoya was very fast in his prime even as a welterweight, but Sugar Ray was faster.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's scary how fast Ray was. Ray's speed was frightening. It was just unbelievable. And he was a master at the jab as well.
Yep.
Also,
he had a very good jab.
It was, I guess it can make sense, but Floyd also struggled with boxers with speed, though. And look at that Sam Judah fight.
This would have been the worst nightmare situation he could face.
This is a guy who has everything against him. He has a foot speed advantage. In all honesty, his feet are faster. He's got a reach advantage, better jab, more powerful, quicker hands, and a better chin.
Yeah, he did have a better chin.
Yeah, it's not like Floyd would have knocked out Sugar Ray Leonard if he was behind on the cards or anything. Well, if he's behind on the cards, Floyd's fucked though. He's not gonna do.
And here's the other part. Like with today's climate, what weight is Sugar Ray coming in with all the hydrolytes and everything that he'd be allowed to have to like hydrate and weight? He'd probably be coming in 180.
Yeah.
In his prime, when he was a welterweight, I would say he would have came in around 162.
Yeah, and Floyd would come in at about what, 150?
Yeah, 155 maybe at best.
Yeah, but sometimes Floyd
if
didn't.
Floyd has Kenny Bayless, will that be a factor?
Of course.
Yeah.
Gangsta 003 in the chat says Sugar Ray Leonard was overrated to the max.
Yeah, sure he
had
was.
Ray winning that first Durán fight. Second, Durán just won the Battle of Impressions on the night. On the second fight, he just won the Battle of Impressions. Well, that guy quit, so... I mean, Durán quit. I don't know, man. El Doc says Loma versus Prince Nassim Hamed. He also wants us to talk about Usyk versus Holyfield. Lomachenko versus Barrera. Usyk versus Lucas Brown. Who beat Chagaev? Who wins? Okay, that's a lot of fights.
Okay. Which will we talk about first?
Well, let's take Lomachenko Prince Nassim Hamed. I mean, I think we...
Loma beats him. He outboxes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I say the same thing.
Nas was a good reflex fighter, but he wasn't like an actually really good boxer.
Nah, he
was
was
just
fully
really
exposed.
good reflex fighter.
Right, he would have
fully exposed.
He would have needed a standing target to knock out a guy like Lomachenko. He's not going to beat him on points, and Lomachenko is no standing target. So.
Would he
And
stop
Loma at
Hamed?
126 is unbelievable. Look at Loma's movement at 126 at his peak.
Yeah.
Hey, does he stop Prince Nassim Hamed though?
He could.
I think he makes him quit.
He could. Yeah, he could, man. Because Prince Nassim, as good as he was, he's really a one-trick pony. Like he's the type of dude that, with his awkwardness, just fucking he just iced you. Like you weren't ready for it.
He was a midget Roy Jones wannabe. That's what he was.
Yeah, something like that. I agree with that.
I think he would get a ref stoppage from Loma. Like late in the fight, like you guys are saying, maybe he would play his little game. And Loma probably would just kind of test him out. He's not going to really fall for it at first. And eventually he would start catching him in the middle of the fight. And then I think Nassim Hamed would run out of shit to do. He can't do his little cobra shit anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would
I
probably
think what
curl up
Mark
into
said.
a ball.
I think what Mark said.
And Loma would go off, and the ref would wave it off.
I think what Mark said is more likely what would happen. He would end up quitting in his corner.
Did Hamed ever? I don't know. How mentally weak was he though?
He wasn't that. No, he wasn't really mentally.
Well, fair play to him going over to Madison Square Gardens and getting off the canvas 50 times against Kevin Kelly. But if you're going down 50 times to Kevin Kelly, who has no fucking head movement, and is just throwing punches, Lomachenko's movement, and you can tell Nas went fighting a southpaw, man.
Yeah,
you just tell.
All right. Who else? Usyk versus Holyfield. Yeah, this is the one. Let's really focus on this one.
This is a tough one for me, man. That's a tough one because
this is at cruiserweight though. This ain't roided Evander. So this is the Evander who struggled in the first fight with Cowboy.
Yeah, that's why I say it's a tough fight because I remember not watching it as it happened. I think I was too young, but I could remember watching the fight and I said, Kawhi's giving him all type of problems. The second fight, obviously, he killed him, but in the first fight, he gave him all type of issues. And once again, you're talking about a dude with great foot speed. But the thing about Vander Holyfield, if you don't hurt Holyfield, man, you're in trouble, bro. You gotta hurt Holyfield.
Well,
you have to.
Box in the chat says Usyk beats Evan Fields. So what does that tell you?
Okay, I mean that's how he feels. I'm gonna say, man. I'm gonna say Usyk wins on a slight edge point fight. A slight edge point. Like this fight is almost 50-50 for me.
Okay. We have a Holyfield fanboy over here. What about you? What about you, Mark? This is a cruiserweight, right?
I'm actually a fanboy of both these fighters.
Yeah.
Big time on Holyfield. Love, one of my favorite fighters of all time. Usyk, the thing for me is I don't look at Evander's prime being a cruiserweight. I look at it as him in the mid-90s at heavyweight being in his prime. So I need to see what Usyk does at heavyweight to be able to correlate it, if you get what I mean.
Exactly. Yeah.
But if it's at cruiserweight, I don't know, man. This dude walked into everybody's backyard. Although he didn't like guys who could fight on the inside, Usyk. He doesn't. Look at how tight the fight was with Marlis Paredes. That was a hard one. I mean, he was able to do what he wanted with Gassiev, but Gassiev doesn't have the same type of footwork as a Paredes to get into the pocket or a Holyfield. And Paredes was doing well off the jab. I think Holyfield could probably stop him through body shots. Because remember, he did get hurt by Gassiev to the body, and even against Beterbiev, in the Olympics, he was hurt. And he was hurt in a couple of fights with Beterbiev. When Beterbiev landed on him flush, he was hurt.
Beterbiev beat him in the amateurs. I know they gave it to Usyk, but he won that fight.
I agree with you, but Usyk also beat him a bunch of times.
yeah, he did. Usyk legitimately beat him, from what I saw, 2 times.
Yeah. So my way of looking at it is I'd go with Usyk, but I'm unsure on exact. I'm unsure.
Yeah.
Especially, I'll just give it to him on the southpaw thing.
Oh wait, so you're saying Usyk defeats Holyfield?
On points in a
On
very
points,
tough
yeah.
fight.
Yeah,
And
that's on the.
it could be.
Okay.
It could. That fight could end in a draw. I don't know. I don't fucking
That's a
know, man.
draw
I
kind of
need to
fight.
see that. I need to see Usyk at heavyweight to really know. Like,
God.
I'll give you my answer in 5 years.
You know what? We're gonna
I
go
would
with
pick
a draw.
Usyk myself. I would say Usyk wins.
I don't think you could go. I don't think you could go wrong with either guy you pick. Honestly.
A draw. Let's say it's a draw. All
it's
right.
a draw type of fight. Yeah.
Until you see what Usyk does at heavyweight, so you can do them prime for prime, because Evander's prime is at heavyweight.
Usyk at cruiserweight, 200 pounds. He's a machine. I don't know what he's going to be at heavyweight. I'm not sure yet. I don't really take too much into his performance against that guy. I don't even know his name anymore. Whatever. But
if Usyk beats like Parker this year and then goes and fights Joshua and beats him this year, then that's
amazing. Yeah,
it's unreal.
I mean, those are fights. I don't
really think anybody can hurt the guy.
Those are fights he could lose. Okay, here's the thing. You just said it, Michael. If you don't hurt Usyk, he beats you all day on points. That's the reason why Evander Holyfield gives him a good fucking fight and could probably pull it off. You can't make this guy's brain stop and think for a minute because the other opponent's hurting him. He beats you on points. He's a punching machine, bro. He punches on the move. While his feet are moving, he's throwing punches. Like, how do you beat that? Gotta hurt him. That's it. You have to hurt Usyk.
You get inside and you make him exchange.
Right. You get inside, but that's the only way you're going to because.
But is anybody better at doing that though than Evander? Oh fuck! That's some fight, man.
Evander could do it. I could see Evander Holyfield doing that when he fought at cruiserweight it was 190, but he was basically a 200
Something in
pounder.
the chat says Usyk was a better amateur and accomplished more than Holyfield at cruiserweight.
Yeah, but we're not talking about that. I mean, we're talking about just the style. Like, if you want to say who, look, you can accomplish more. Yeah. You can accomplish more as a fighter than the next guy. That doesn't necessarily mean you beat him. You understand?
He's not more accomplished at cruiserweight. They're as accomplished as each other. They were both undisputed. People will bring up the 4-belt argument, but Evander beat Hall of Famers at cruiserweight.
Yeah,
my guy. Like he beat Cowboy. Like I know, like Breedis and like Garcia. Do you see any of them going into the hall like a Dwight Muhammad Cowboy?
Well, remember, Dwight Muhammad Cowboy also came up from what was it? Light heavyweight. Yeah, he came up. He was a small cruiserweight, but he wasn't
an amazing one.
Like he was
still
fighter.
Amazing at cruiserweight.
Yeah, when he fought Michael Spinks, that was a close fight too. So he was always tough. And when you saw when Leon Spinks made the mistake thinking he could go down to cruiserweight and compete with Cowboy, you saw what happened there. So
the funniest moment in boxing history. Cowboy's laughing at him, turning his head side to side.
Now in the chat, Jonathan is saying, but look at what Holyfield did at heavyweight in a stacked era.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, look at his resume at heavyweight, man.
Well, can Usyk get a bunch of steroids like Real Deal did?
I was thinking about that, but they have different styles, though. I don't think... Would it be beneficial for Usyk to have taken those type of steroids to bulk up like that?
Not those types, but if you give him like stuff
can
like
get the kind that makes it
Xylophrene, like
faster.
Billy Joe.
Yeah. That might work then. All right, let's move on.
All right.
Let's look at the list. All right, we have Usyk, Holyfield. I said it was going to be a draw. Anthony Joshua versus Lennox Lewis.
Lennox Lewis bombs him out.
Now, which Lennox Lewis are we talking about? That's the big Lennox.
We're talking prime.
Prime.
So what was his prime? 2000.
No,
he fought like David Tua, 2001, or before that?
1997, 96.
The athletic
2002.
Yeah,
that's prime Lennox Lewis.
That's a good question asking about like Lennox's prime.
Yeah, because
I'd say from when he became undisputed.
That would be
he'd already beaten Galata.
After he lost.
99.
I say after he lost, bro, he became. Look at all the opponents he fought after he lost that fight to Oliver McCall.
Yeah, that's true. Like he went on a toy ride. Like he beat Akamande, he beat Galata, he beat Briggs. He had the robbery draw with Holyfield. He beat Holyfield in the rematch. Michael Grant, Franz Botha, David Tua. So you're pretty much looking from 97 on to 2000. Ray Mercer in there with
I even think
96.
the Lewis. My bad.
No, go ahead, bro.
No, I even think the Lewis that beat Mike Tyson could probably beat Anthony Joshua right now.
Probably. I just think that I think Joshua will have some success, but he'll be walking into some shots from Lennox Lewis, who can make a guy walk into shots, and he hits him with something. He hits him with that big overhand right, and Joshua goes down and he can't get back up. He's falling and he can't get back up.
No, yeah, I see.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right in thinking Lewis actually holds a reach advantage over Joshua? Joshua has 82-inch reach and Lewis has an 84-inch reach, right?
Right, which is not really much. It's just, it's not really that much. But like he doesn't have no. He may have an inch advantage. That's nothing. An inch, like 2 inches taller than your man. It's really nothing in boxing.
Lennox Lewis knocks out Anthony Joshua like he knocked out Rahman in that rematch.
Maybe.
Nah, could be.
Look, I'll put that fantasy fight like this. I know some people whose names I won't say. When the beef with Joshua and Lewis happened, that said if you gave Lewis a year's training camp right now, he could come back and beat Joshua. So
I think that's over exaggerating, but
it's over exaggerating, but it tells you how good Lennox really was. I know some people don't rate him highly. So some people rate him the best heavyweight of all time. I think it's a step too far for Joshua. I think Lennox would dominate this era.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
I think he would too.
I agree.
Wait, holy shit! I have a good fight now. All right. First of all, before we continue,
I know.
Yes, you know what I'm gonna say.
No. Yeah. I know.
All right. So
I fucking put my mouth on the fuck's sake.
Lennox Lewis destroys AJ. Well, he knocks him out. KOs.
Yeah, he does.
TKO. with AJ's mouth guard hanging to the side of his mouth.
And just so that you fanboys understand, the AJ fanboys, I think he crushes Deontay Wilder too. So.
Oh, for sure. All right, guys.
But that's not who he's about to say. He's about to say somebody completely different.
Mm-hmm.
He's about to say that 6'9" big fat cokehead. Yeah.
Tyson Fury versus Lennox Lewis. Tyson Fury versus Lennox Lewis.
I got Tyson Fury.
Whoa!
I knew I knew I put my fucking. I think the style's too wrong. I think he'd neutralize Lennox, to be honest. I think Lennox needs to be the boxer. I think he needs to be the one able to counter you. And I think that's the problem. All these guys who were comparing to Lennox, like Wilder and Joshua, they're not going to be able to out-jab Lennox. They're not going to be able to jab with him. Fury in his head movement is fainting. That right hand ain't going to be landing too often. And I think Fury has a speed advantage. I think he beats him on points.
That depends on
Lennox Lewis knocks Tyson Fury too. The only people that beat Lennox Lewis in their prime is maybe the Klitschko brothers. Vitaly, had he gotten his rematch. But we're talking about prime, right? Prime Lennox Lewis.
That's right.
Versus the Fury that beat Klitschko.
Yeah, I think Lewis beats that dude.
How would Fury deal with the jab, though?
I don't know. That's a good question.
How would Lennox deal with the head movement? That's another good question.
Well, hopefully, fucking Deontay Wilder remembers the basics of throwing a fucking jab. We could find out.
Yeah, that's not the same thing. You remember the basics of throwing a jab.
Actually, because he would probably be more active in He probably went ring generalship, considering he can circle around the ring a lot.
Yeah, I wonder if the judges would be counting those Fury punches, or like the little if he fought like he fought Vladimir, because that Vladimir, I mean, he fought like he was really scared, and I don't think
Vladimir was scared.
Yeah, and Lennox Lewis wouldn't really fight like that. Let's be honest, man. He would.
We don't know that because that's another thing that comes into it, the mind game.
Yeah, that's true.
You could get into Lennox's head. Look at Rockman.
Right.
Yeah, but that only enraged
what
happened in the rematch?
You can't compare Rockman to Tyson Fury.
No, you can't. Tyson Fury is 25 times better than Rockman.
Mm-hmm.
And he's better than McCall, and if them two can beat him, Fury
and
can beat him.
I don't think Rockman would have ever shocked Tyson Fury and catch him with some shit.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be honest. At Lennox Lewis, there was something wrong with the guy, and then that fight was in Africa. That fight was in Africa, and the time. You know what I mean? Like if they fought 10 times,
there was something wrong with him. Look at the second fight. I mean, come on.
No doubt. Like he couldn't do shit, man. Rahman couldn't do jack fucking shit. Then he made one little mistake and boom, got caught. That's it. Like there wasn't even a need for a third fight.
Hey guys,
yeah, go ahead.
I think we're discovering something here.
All right.
I think we might be realizing Tyson Fury might be like potentially the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Oh God.
No, we're discovering is that Tyson Fury is a very difficult proposition on a stylistic matchup for most people. It doesn't make you the best ever.
To me, the last guy, the best heavyweight of the last 30 years is Lennox Lewis. That's my opinion.
You're a Lennox Lewis fanboy. Okay.
From 1990 to 2020, I think that Lennox Lewis was the best heavyweight.
Huh.
Those guys, but I'm going slightly to Lennox Lewis. I mean, it's not look. These fights will never happen, so it's just us guessing. That's it. Yeah, these fights would never ever happen.
I personally like Lewis over the Klitschko's.
Yeah, you know why? Because that Vitaly Klitschko, both of them, they didn't know they were gonna fight each other, right? But that Lennox
Vitaly in his prime would have been tough for him.
Yeah, but Vitaly, like I know a lot of people say, oh, he was young and they both didn't know. This was an old bastard Lennox who was fat as
260.
That's right.
Heaviest ever. Heaviest weight ever, by the way. Yeah.
We need to go to prime Lennox, prime Vitaly. And what's prime Vitaly? Who the fuck he beat? Who's he beat? A bunch of names no one can pronounce.
Corey Sanders.
Oh my God.
Samuel Peter? Did you ever fight Samuel
Peter?
Bruh,
he just got beat by Arslanbek Makhmedov. Samuel Peters is like 900 years old, even when Klitschko fought him.
No, yeah, for sure. No, you know what? Precise is precise. Recognize is right. Lennox is the best heavyweight in the last 15 years. No.
30 years.
I'd say the last
25 years. Holy fuck. Yeah.
I'll say the last 30 years, he's the best heavyweight. He has the best resume. He had the best style. That 1-2 jab that could fucking break your face, and then that overhand right.
So since 1990 to now.
1990 to 2020.
So that means
I would say that there's one argument, and he knows who it is, but he's going to say, well, he already beat him. Holyfield.
Holyfield was great, man, but I believe what made Holyfield great was how fucking competitive he was at heavyweight. He never really, when he beat Riddick Bowe the second time when they fought, when he beat Riddick Bowe, he stood out as the best heavyweight, having fought Lennox Lewis at the time, right? So he haven't fought Lennox. I think the overwhelming consensus was that if they did fight at that time, Holyfield would win. That was how people felt. But that fight never happened. It didn't happen till later on. Holyfield was still very good. Remember, this was the Holyfield who just beat Mike Tyson, who I thought was way past it.
It's not the Holyfield who just beat Mike Tyson. 3 years passed.
3 years passed, excuse me. But what I mean is, like, when he beat Riddick Bowe, the consensus was he would beat Lennox Lewis at the time. I remember it, like, pretty fresh memory when that happened. You know, the talk was if he fight, because Mike Tyson was in prison, or he was in prison at that time. And so the logical next fight was, what if he fought Lennox Lewis? How good that fight would be. Lennox was still, like, even though he's not too far in age to Holyfield, he was still like kind of a working project, in other words. And so that fight never happened at that time. And then, Holyfield lost to Riddick Bowe in the third fight. He lost to, I believe, Michael Moore. And fights like that. And Lennox was getting better. So, yeah, I mean, you can compare the resumes. It's really good, but I give.
Holyfield beat Tyson twice in the mid-90s.
Yeah, one was by disqualification. I mean, it was just a dirty fight.
He beat Michael Moore.
Yes, he rematched him, knocked him out in 8 rounds. He went on a run. He gave Lennox Lewis. He fought Lennox Lewis twice. I thought Lennox beat him twice.
Hey guys, gangsta Vladimir would have dominated in the 1990s. It was no better than the preceding era.
Vladimir would have dominated the 1990s. No.
Flat out no, right?
No. He would have had resistance. Yeah. He would have met resistance. There was a lot of guys that would have gave him a good ass fucking fight.
Like, there's so many guys that we can call out that are, like, you can come up with reasons you think Klitschko beats them all you want. But I can name a lot of guys who could chin Klitschko if they land on him, like David Tua.
Damn it.
David Tua would have been too short, but
yeah.
But if he lands on him, man.
Oh,
if he
yeah,
lands on him. Look at Lamont Brewster.
No, you're right, Mark. You're absolutely right, of course. But David Tua, the thing is, he would have ended up like David Hay. And I'll tell you what. Remember when David Tua fought Lennox Lewis? He was scared to shitless. He tried for 2 rounds to knock him out, then he stopped. And I think it would have kind of been the same thing. He would have just...
Well, if he would have beat all the people in the 90s and all of this stuff, what happens to him against a prime Mike Tyson?
But, yeah.
Mike
was more
he's
explosive.
80s in his
head
prime.
movement. David Tua's head movement wasn't as good as Mike Tyson's. And he wasn't as explosive when the springy legs. I don't know how you say it, but I don't know.
And remember, this is without any fuckery shit, because Vladimir had to tie up Povetkin and throw him onto the ground 7 million times.
Yeah,
and then rape his corpse just to get a points decision.
That was disgusting.
That's a great point. Thanks for bringing that up.
I thought he should have been disqualified, to be honest with you.
Gangsta says Povetkin is better than David Tua. And Gangsta also says Povetkin is better than Mike Tyson. Okay, you gotta stop this right now.
Okay, now get the fuck out of here. What?
All right. Moving. Okay, so we didn't even establish who wins between Lennox Lewis and Tyson Fury.
Tyson
I went
Fury?
Lennox.
Fury.
Yeah. Oh no, I went Tyson. I
don't even blame Mark for picking Tyson Fury, but I'm gonna go slightly.
Most people were saying Lennox Lewis, so we're gonna say Lennox Lewis.
No, but Mark has a good point. There's a lot of ways fucking Tyson Fury could have won that fight.
It's hard to see in a weird way, if you really break it down, it's hard to see anybody outpoint Tyson.
That's the thing. How you outpoint this fucking tall Lomachenko motherfucker? Like, how do you do it? How do you outpoint that guy?
You gotta knock him out. And
you gotta knock him out. That's it.
You gotta get. I actually
Lennox
think
could knock him
there
out.
is one way. I think you need to get in on top of him and beat him to the body. I think you need to slow him down, beat him to the body, and then overtake him as the rounds go on. I mean, John McDermott did a really good job earlier in Tyson Fury's career.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury is an enigma. You heard him. He wakes up. That's the thing about him. He fucking wakes up and everything starts clicking for him.
Ask Steve Cunningham.
Yes.
Hi, Gonzalo. You there?
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
What's up?
Gonzalo.
What's up, Gonzalo?
Hey, Gonzalo.
What's up, brother? What's up, guys?
Lennox Lewis against Tyson Fury.
I don't know. Maybe Tyson Fury hits the canvas a couple times too, and that's how you appoint him. Deontay Wilder was able to get a tie, which, I mean, that didn't really happen, but on paper it did.
But the rule is no fuckery. That's the rule. So no corrupt judging.
Yeah.
No corrupt judging. Yeah.
Okay. The thing is, Mark, you don't see Tyson Fury winning rounds. Sorry, Lennox Lewis. You think it would be hard for Lennox to win rounds against Fury?
No, he'll win rounds.
That's the thing. Yeah.
He'll win rounds.
I don't know. Otto Wallin roughed him up, and I mean, he probably won what 8? It was an 8-4 fight. Otto Wallin. So that kind of gives you a little bit of the blueprint. If you're big, strong, and you're able to rough up Tyson Fury and have boxing skills, maybe you can win more rounds against him.
You know what's funny, Gonzalo? I kind of agree with your scorecard, Tyson Fury, Otto Wallin. But I think, man, I came away from that fight. Yo, he beat Tyson Fury up. Like he lost. He lost some points, but I was like, man, he beat him up.
Remember, we're speculating prime for prime. Fury ain't in his prime anymore. You can't sniff 500 kilos of coke and still be in your prime.
He'll never be. No, well, technically, age wise, he should be in his prime. But like Mark says, that whole incident basically ended his prime.
It took years off his life. Did you see? Look at his stomach. His stomach is hanging down to his knees from skin.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you're right, man. He's not.
By the way, that Wallin fight, listen, I think he didn't take that fight seriously. I know it's an excuse, but in addition to that, he was caught. So there was a sense of urgency, and he started just getting out of his rhythm. You know,
No, don't get me wrong, man. Tyson Fury did some good work after he got cut, bro. He did some good shit. I like the way he fought on the inside, how he was moving his head side to side when he got in the inside, and he did good work. But Otto Wallin got his fucking licks in. He touched that. He touched that fat boy up. He touched him up.
Now,
and
were you surprised with Wallin? Were you surprised with Wallin? Like how he fought? Was he better than you thought? You know what I mean? Was he a bum?
The reason why is because you know that Tyson Fury, when he plays too much games, sometimes he can get into these kind of fights. So it wasn't that surprising. Obviously, because we don't know who he is, so there's this natural reaction in the beginning to be surprised.
I think Dead Game called and he said that it was gonna be an upset. I think or something like that.
Yeah, Dead Game was almost right.
Yeah,
he was almost right.
Yeah, you call it a million times, you're bound to get one, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
No, but he claimed that he saw some fights of Wallin on the internet or something, and
right.
I seen some fights of him too.
Okay.
He was saying that he thought Wallin was tough enough that something to the effect that ended up happening. Like he said, "Look, Wallin is tough enough. I don't trust Tyson Fury. He could be like something to that effect." He was talking about, and it almost happened that way.
That would have been hilarious, to be honest. And the new lineal heavyweight champion of the world, Otto Wallin.
Otto Wallin.
Could you imagine the lineal undisputed title fight with Otto Wallin versus Andy Ruiz if that had happened? That would have been the most amazing thing ever.
It'd be like
because you would have had a Teletubby versus Where's Wally?
Yes.
I guess back in the days, the Swedish amateurs used to have pretty good boxers, and if Joey Gamache paid attention to him, I mean, he wasn't a great fighter, but I mean, he's got a name, Joey Gamache, so there's something there.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see more of him. I think he's 25. So
the young buck, right? He's 25.
For a heavyweight, of course, also, yeah. Especially for a heavyweight. Okay, we're gonna move on here. Where's the list? God damn it. All right. We have So let's go back to what we've been our predictions here. Mike Tyson destroys Deontay Wilder. Sugar Ray Leonard KOs Floyd Mayweather Jr. Lomachenko makes Prince Nassim Hamed quit. Usyk versus Holyfield.
Makes
we had
him
it
his
a
bitch.
Usyk versus Holyfield. We have it a draw. Lennox Lewis TKOs Anthony Joshua. Lennox Lewis decisions Tyson Fury. And then we have
Yep.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I can get Lennox knocking him out, but it was.
Well,
I don't know.
most people said that. And Canelo versus Rocky Marciano. All right, let's.
Come on, Canelo versus Rocky Marciano.
No, hold on. That came in from a caller, and that like threw me off because I'd
That
never
was me.
heard
I
that.
made
So
that-
you
I
know
made
the
that
way
shit up,
Canelo's
yeah.
been bulking. Right, sorry, caller's on the line. Go ahead, bro.
Rocky Marciano stops. He's too big for him.
Oh,
Like
like
20
caller's
pounds
still
heavier?
on the line.
No,
We
I'm
got a
here.
caller
No,
number?
I just wanted to share a little news leading up to that. That's why I brought that up. He's like hinting that supposedly, like, I guess online lately, that he's thinking about moving up the cruiserweight after he defeated Kovalev recently. He's been thinking maybe he can go up to cruiserweight.
He
Win a belt.
He believes he go to heavyweight. I think.
Who's he gonna fight? That's the interesting one. Is it gonna be the winner of Dorticus Breedis, or is it gonna be the winner of Lawrence Okoli versus Glavatsky?
Oh man,
He's trying to figure out how he could, get them in at 50%. I don't know.
I'd be interested to see him fight against Junior Dorticus. I'd pay money. I'd pay pay-per-view for that.
I don't know why, but Dorticos lets his hands go the way he always does. Canelo's going sleepy time.
the size difference is gonna be crazy, man.
Huh?
The size difference.
All these cruiserweights are like 6'3", man.
Yeah, Dorticus
He's
is
6'3".
tall.
Fighting the way Kovalev fought him, then yeah, anything's possible.
He's 6'3" and he's got a long ass reach. Dorticos.
80.
I think it's like 82.
80-inch reach. 80.
Okay, yeah, and he's got a high KO percentage. Okay,
Right.
so that guy's got the attributes to compete at heavyweight.
Yeah, but we know when it comes to Canelo, anything's possible because he's just, he's just fucking amazing.
Oh, let's not even talk about
They
this
would
shit.
probably find somebody that was like a nice matchup, kind of like when he fought Fielding, like just somebody like that, just to kind of, I don't know.
Look, I think
something.
Canelo should just stay where he's at. Like, that's it. Like, you're pushing it now. Nobody's going to believe the outcome, even if he wins against Dorticos. Like, I'm sorry. Okay? There's a reason why he didn't win Fighter of the Decade. You get those accomplishments against the reigning middleweight champion and the most dominant middleweight champion of a decade and light heavyweight, and you still don't win Fight of the Decade. Nobody took it as a sincere outcome. That's all. That's all that's about.
People in the chat, which fight do you want to discuss next? Throw some fantasy matchups over here. Oh, and don't forget to like.
How about
like and subscribe. Go ahead.
How about Meldrick Taylor versus Timothy Bradley?
Timothy Bradley. I'm gonna go Timothy Bradley.
Shit, I don't know.
Meldrick Taylor was an excellent fighter.
Of course he was. I think he was.
That'd be entertaining.
Without a
Man.
doubt.
Be a lot of action.
Crush the bust pipes.
I think Meldrick Taylor. I think he disappoints us all again. I think that's what happens.
Good fight. I could see Meldrick beating him on points. Maybe.
Yeah, because Bradley didn't have the knockout power.
Yeah.
You see, Chavez started catching up to him because he started breaking him down.
No, Bradley don't have that type of power, but what Bradley has is this unbelievable upper body strength and just pressure to just keep fighting you until you start wearing down.
Yeah. I'd say I don't know, man.
When Pacquiao beat him, Pacquiao didn't beat him because he was stronger. Pacquiao beat him.
I got Meldrick. I got Meldrick on points.
People saying in the chat. Reese Max says I'd pick Meldrick over Bradley. Meldrick by unanimous decision over Bradley. Calzaghe versus Ward. Durán versus Pacquiao. Okay, other fights. You know what, guys? I'm gonna go with another draw.
With who?
Taylor versus Bradley.
That's a good fight, man. I can't, it could go either way.
Taylor obviously has more power, but oh man,
I got Bradley.
Draw. That's it. All right. Somebody mentioned the fight in the chat. I think it was in Brit. Let's look it up. Calzaghe versus Andre Ward. Interesting fight. We're gonna have to discuss this.
That's an interesting fight. I'd give Calzaghe a slight edge.
I always have trouble spelling Calzaghe, man. It's like fucking name, man.
Like almost spelling
the thing.
But then
Andre Ward, when he was ever like in a competitive, tough fight, he would foul a lot. So you would have to think he would resort to the same antics.
Yeah, he would have been stronger than Calzaghe, that's for sure.
Hey, Mr. Bucho.
Yes.
Have you
Jesus,
you guys
still
probably
on.
broken this down before? I know people have, but there's another fantasy matchup people always debate that I see on Facebook at least. It's like Tito Trinidad and Triple G. Like if they were fighting each other in the finals or
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, wait, before we get into that, let me write it down. But let's finish with Calzaghe Ward. Okay, G Boogie says prime Calzaghe with no hand problems, and he can still bang. Yeah, Calzaghe will win all day. All right.
Yeah, I picked Calzaghe
the
by
hand
points.
problems.
Yep.
Everybody keeps mentioning the hand problems, and that's why he lost some punching power because of some injury. So this is the thing with Calzaghe, you know what I mean? Like the hand problems, and to me, he always fought in the UK, and when he came to America, Hopkins
to
and
be
Roy
fair,
Jones. God, they're old
to be
as
fair,
fuck.
Andre Ward only fought on the West Coast, so
Yeah, good point.
he didn't even fight all over America.
Fuck.
I think Calzaghe would make Andre
West
Ward
Coast.
actually
He was a
cry,
West Coast
like
fighter.
that one guy.
All right, what's the
Ward crying?
All right, what do you say, Michael?
No, I think Calzaghe would literally make him cry. He would like taunt him or something, and like he would try to like tackling him like he tackled Kovalev, and he would like miss because Calzaghe's a little quicker on his feet, and he would just be laughing at him, and everybody in the crowd would be laughing at Ward, and Ward would go cry to his corner, and they would throw the towel.
Actually, the thing about Ward, he was fucking super strong, man.
And dirty as fuck. Would that have affected the outcome of the fight, though? Holding, clinching,
No, I mean,
stalling.
In terms of scoring the fight, no. But could it have broken them down and make them tired in the end? Yeah, it could, because we seen him do it against Kovalev, even though I thought Kovalev clearly beat him in the first fight. Like, there was no doubt he beat him in that first fight.
What was the key to defeating Andre Ward? The good jab. The good jab, I guess.
Good jab. A lot of punches.
Controlling distance. So, because, that way you keep Andre Ward from fucking clinching the shit out of you. Calzaghe, I think, you know what? I think Calzaghe would have fell prey to those fucking clinches. And then the fight would have been boring. A little bit like Carl Froch when he fought Andre Ward.
I probably would have headbutted him in the eye, and they would have had to stop it or some shit.
Yeah. But most people are saying Calzaghe, so I'm going to have to say Calzaghe decisions, Ward. Just because of popular demand over here. All right.
It's a hard fight, man. It's a hard fight because Ward is strong, man.
Yeah.
Ward is a strong dude, man.
All right. Calzaghe decisions, Andre Ward. Now, Tito Trinidad against Triple fucking G. So I'm guessing this fight is at 160. What did Tito accomplish at 160? Mayorga?
Who?
Trinidad.
No.
He beat William Joppi, then he beat the other guy.
Sharifi or something? Hassan Sharifi or some shit? And
yeah. Listen, he would have... No, I like Tito. Tito would have got knocked out.
I agree.
I don't know why so many people think he would win.
He would have got.
Puerto
A lot
Ricans.
of people think Trinidad wins. I don't know why.
I love Trinidad, man.
Maybe they just hate
That's
Triple G.
one of my best fighters of all time. But he gets hurt.
All right, let's see what people are saying in the chat. El Dog said, let's see. The Fight Scout says Andre Ward stops Calzaghe. Okay. The Shepherd Son says Trinidad beat the great William Joppy, 3-time WBA champion. Roberto Durán versus Tank Davis at 135. All right, hold on.
What?
I don't know.
There's a fighter, I think, by the name of Keith Holmes. He beat also, and he became a unified champion.
No. Keith Holmes.
Did he?
No. That was Hopkins. He fought Keith
Hopkins
Holmes.
beat him.
Yeah, and then Trinidad beat Joppy. That's the thing, though. Trinidad, he was in control of the whole tournament, right? Remember the Sugar Ray Robinson tournament, whatever it's called?
Yeah, and that's what it was. The
Sugar Ray Robinson. He decided to take on William Joppy because Joppy is smaller. I think Joppy sparred Mosley, and Mosley beat Joppy in sparring. So the rumor said so. Trinidad purposely he took on Joppy on purpose. He didn't want to fight Keith Holmes. That guy was like 6'2" or something.
Yeah.
So
Joppy retired Durán.
Durán was 50.
Yeah, 53.
Yeah, literally.
All right, let's do it. So Tito Trinidad gets KO'd by Triple G.
Yeah, for sure. He loses to Canelo at 160.
Yeah, listen, Trinidad is a great fighter. He wasn't a middleweight. That's the whole thing. So
you know what would have been a good fight? I know what the answer is going to be. At 154, Canelo versus Fernando Vargas.
Yeah. Fuck.
That's a nice fight.
Let's do it.
That would have been badass, but I think Canelo would have embarrassed that dude.
I think Canelo would have beat him.
Fernando Vargas was too hot-headed and shit.
Yep. He would have been tough for him in the first 6 rounds. I guarantee you that. But after that, Wait,
but which Vargas are we? We have to talk about like the 20-year-old
I'm talking
Vargas.
about Vargas that beat
the 20-year-old.
Winky Wright, the one that beat Ike, the one that almost beat Trinidad. That Fernando Vargas.
He was. Think about this. This guy was 2021, huh?
Yeah, 2021.
And then when we talk about Canelo, he fought Floyd. He was too green. Whatever. He was 22. I think almost 23. So Vargas really fucked up his career, man.
He was never really that,
he went for
talented, dude.
He went for it.
He didn't really. He made the Olympic team, right? But like he wasn't like a standout on the Olympic team. He wasn't really fundamentally like from reputation around here. Like he wasn't really like a dude that was like hella skilled like with fundamentals.
He was ferocious.
He was just a brawler.
He was
for the most part.
The ferocious.
Yeah.
No, that's what he was.
He literally boxed like some dude from Oxnard getting in a fight. That's what, like someone that's mad and just wants to fight until he gets tired.
He was dedicated though. Yeah. He would have like nights and episodes where he'd go out drinking, but the next day he'd go over to Robert Garcia's father and train at his gym and just train the same, with the same will and intensity. But yeah, he did have like episodes where he'd party and just not be consistent, although he would still train hard after drinking.
I think that's why he...
So basically, he still maintained his consistency, but he had like Stott was saying, something about his personality, mentally that wasn't like 100% all the time. Sometimes it could work against him, sometimes it could work for him.
I think the first 6 rounds against a guy like Canelo, it would have been awesome to watch. I think that towards the end, that's when Canelo takes over, because whatever you say about Alvarez, the one thing about him, he's dedicated to the sport. Whether it's about just learning the craft or being in the best condition possible, that's not going to be a problem for Canelo, and that's what takes over.
So stoppage? What's the prediction over here?
Yeah, the Canelo will stop him.
Okay.
Yep. But
coupled with his chin, I'm impressed with Canelo's chin.
What I wanted to get was your guys' opinion. What do you think about the fight? Do you think it's competitive? Not even worth mentioning?
It's competitive.
The first half is exciting. Not the second half, but the first half.
Yep, that's what I'd say.
Especially with all the Mexican crowd, the California Mexicans versus like the authentic Mexicans and shit.
Yeah,
they would be pretty off.
Yeah, I'd say Canelo's decisions, Vargas. I don't think he would knock him out. I see a Canelo.
I see
Actually, you
late
know
round
what?
stoppage, like 10 or
No,
11.
because Vargas is aggressive, and that was his downfall. Also, I mean, right? Because he took some punishment. No, you're right.
Yeah.
Canelo stops Vargas. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, let's
Fernando
move.
Vargas is so ferocious. He goes into the girls' restroom, bro. That's Fernando Vargas.
All right.
If there's a line for the men's restroom, I've seen this one time. We were all waiting in line to go to the bathroom, and he was like, "Fuck this," and he went to the girls' bathroom. There was nobody in line. He just went in the women's room. He's like, "Fuck all you guys."
Well, now you can just claim that you're a woman, even though you don't look like a woman, and
You can now, yeah.
yeah,
Back in
and
the
then you
day,
can
I
sue
don't
the
know.
shit
Maybe
out
that's
of
what he
them.
was going for. He had his weird little bangs going on, so I don't know.
Jesus.
Nah, you just act like you didn't see the
Anyway.
sign, and you're like, "Oh, my bad." I mean,
I've
I've done it before.
I've done it.
Jesus Christ, you perverts. All right. Next fight. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Canelo versus McKellen.
Nah, McKellen's too big. You gotta beat him. You gotta beat Canelo.
All right. Who else? Pac-Man versus Julio Cesar Chavez at prime 140. Holy shit.
Oh man,
Oh shit.
that's a fucking battle of the Titans. I'm gonna say
Uh-oh.
Pacquiao.
What do you guys think?
I gotta go Pacquiao. It's tough.
We're good. I pretty much say, okay, I don't think Pacquiao knocks out Chavez in his prime because who did?
Me either. I
So
don't
go the
think so.
distance. And if that's green Pacquiao, Chavez wins. But if it's Pacquiao in his prime, they can punch with both hands. I think he wins it on points.
Yeah,
just
that's what I'm betting on. I'm betting on that Pacquiao.
Bigger output.
Yeah.
You know, Chavez
Like
will have to make Pacquiao pay
Pacquiao
as he
that
comes
beat up
in.
Margarito would probably beat Chavez Jr.
Did
Would beat
Margarito
probably
win?
any fighter.
Yeah, but
Any
a lot of
fighter
people
from, like,
mentioned that Margarito win as it's a great thing. I mean, Margarito, he was big, but the style was all wrong.
Dude,
You know,
but the way look at the size difference
was-
and the way he was just peppering that
Oh
boy.
no, that was insane. Don't get me wrong, that
Yeah.
was crazy, man.
He threw 1,200 punches in that fight.
Yeah.
Or more. I think he threw more than that. I don't even. He was insane in that fight.
Though I have to say, Pacquiao got dropped. He got stopped 2 times with body shots in the 3rd round.
That's when he was
19. Shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was anywhere from the ages of 18 and 19 when that happened.
Yeah. So, but Chavez would be a consummate body puncher. So yeah, who knows?
Pacquiao can mess
I still
up and
favor
walk into
Pacquiao.
something, yeah.
The Fight Scott says
Be a
you're
good one.
forgetting how mean Margarito was, King Bucho. He was, but he was never gonna catch a little guy like that, man. I mean, and of course you gotta give credit to Pacquiao for. I mean, it's a good win. Don't get me wrong.
Chavez kind of fights with his hands down, though, doesn't he? I don't know if you. I haven't remembered all his fights, but I remember he kind of has this weird thing where he kind of hops
Chavez
around
in his
and
prime. Chavez in his prime had a pretty good guard. Yes, you can hit him with it, but you're not gonna hit him flush. And he was hard to hit more than 2 times. He got hit more than twice in a row,
counter.
but
yeah,
because he could counter punch you. That's right, and he had some explosive punch. So, Pacquiao would have had to respect Chavez's game. He would have had no choice.
Yeah, Chavez had good waist movement. He had a great chin, and he would kind of square up sometimes. But he would do that in order to be able to cut off the ring on you. Because if he decided to move one way or the other, he'd square up to where he can push off his foot and close the left or the right side.
He knew how to evade punches by moving his head side to side in a sneaky way, almost like the way Golovkin does it. Almost the same way.
Yeah, excellent at cutting off the ring like that.
Yeah, exactly. So he was very hard to hit flush. I mean, you can outpoint him. You could definitely outpoint. I'm not saying definitely. Excuse me. There's a way to outpoint him. But that you're gonna dominate him, and just blow him away. You might wake up, the next day and you found out you got knocked out. Even a guy like Pacquiao. So you had to be careful with Chavez.
So what's the prediction?
And Pacquiao would have known that. Pacquiao would have known. He's a smart fighter,
We're gonna have to go with Pacquiao decisions. Chavez Senior
Pacquiao
at 140.
Money Pacquiao.
Money Pacquiao.
Money Pacquiao.
We're gonna get shut down over here. All right.
Hey,
Okay.
Bucho.
Yes.
Real quick, bro.
Yes.
I gotta start getting ready for work, but thanks for having me on the phone line, dude. It was
All
fun,
right.
man. I'm gonna keep listening now.
All right. Take care, man.
All right, thanks, man.
All right. That was Michael Stott.
Yep. Michael Stott. The one and only.
Yeah, I had a crazy dream that Michael Stott saved my dog. My dog escaped Lobito, and he found him. And then, and then I told him through the chat, "Hey, I had a dream you rescued my dog." And that's crazy because like I'm into that. I'm like, I do rescues. I do rescues for dogs.
It's
like, crazy.
At all people you could have dreamed about in the chat, you dreamed about Michael Stott, huh?
That's gay. You're gay.
Nah, because I think if there's anybody that's definitely not gay, it's Gonzalo.
To this day.
All right. I'm just joking, by the way. Next, people were throwing some fights. Let me just go to the chat again. Hagler against Monzon. Well,
it's a monster fight, man. It's a monster fight. It's like, I don't know. They both die in the end. How about that?
That's insane.
They both walk away from that fight saying,
I think
death is coming soon.
It goes 15 rounds.
Yeah, it goes.
I don't think none of them get stopped. But it's
Monzon might have outpointed him, man. He might have, because he was long, bro. He was a long dude.
Hagler,
Monzon was a great fighter, but he just never fought outside Argentina.
Yeah, everything was in South America or mainly Argentina. Everything was there. Yeah,
so,
Hagler.
That's a no-no.
I'm gonna go with Hagler. Slight edge. I think Hagler's the best middleweight. I think Triple G's the second best middleweight I've ever seen.
Hagler
That's pretty fair.
All right, there you go.
In their prime, in their prime years, man. Like those are my guys right there that I could say probably beat every middleweight. It's hard to say that, but like that they beat every middleweight of all time. I don't know that shit,
By the way, in the chat something says Monzon traveled a lot. He fought in Europe a lot.
Yeah, he did travel to Europe.
He did travel to Europe. He fought in South America, but he never was really interested in coming to America.
He fought like one time in the United States, I think.
Hey, somebody fact check that, please, and get back to us.
And that's not why I'm picking Marvin Hagler. It's a pick-up fight, bro. I can't say for sure. It's like these guys were all-time. I tell you one thing, man. They don't come back healthy after they fight each other. That's for sure. Like they're done after that. I think Triple G and Triple G versus Marvin Hagler is the same thing. I don't think they come back the same after that fight.
Thinking about Triple G, I mean, did we ever see the best of Triple G? Against tough opposition.
Triple G at his best made people duck him. That's how good he was.
Yeah, that was okay. What about
I would have loved to see
Kasim
Dimitri
Uma
Pirog and Triple G?
Look,
yeah.
Are you sure Danny Jacobs beats up Martin Murray the same way Golovkin did?
No.
That Martin Murray. Right? We know for sure that Triple G did. Right?
Yeah.
We know he beat the fuck out of him. He didn't just outbox him. He beat the pants off of him.
Yeah,
So
and Martin Murray had a really good fight with Sergio Martinez.
Sergio Martinez, most people thought he beat Felix Sturm.
Most people, some people
it's,
think that he beat Martinez actually.
Yeah, Martin
it was
Murray.
a close fight. He dropped him like
in Argentina.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but I don't want to make excuses.
But look, Sergio wasn't the same fighter at the same time.
I was gonna say his knees. I mean, you saw it against Cotto. I mean, that was just pathetic.
Yeah, he was done. But what I'm saying is, I know how people just like to bypass Triple G's accomplishments. Remember, Triple G did everything right as a middleweight, okay? And I thought that Gonzalo picking him fighter of the decade made me feel like shit because that's who I should have picked. I think he had the resume. If you go back 2010, he started from the bottom. He started making these fights to put himself in position. Go look at his record. He did this all at middleweight. Okay, go look at his record, what he did. And he fought the whoever wanted to fight him, and he destroyed them. Because Sergio Martinez wasn't interested and Felix Sturm wasn't interested, that means that he would have fell short against guys like Marvin Hagler or something like that. No. There's a reason why they didn't want to fight him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Canelo relinquished the belt, gave it back to Triple G. I don't blame Canelo too much because he would have got stopped. He was.
Right. I mean, look what Gonzalo is saying. He thinks, and his opinion is just as valid as everybody else. Okay, when it comes to boxing, he thinks he relinquished it because Canelo would have got stopped. And I don't like Canelo, but he's a great fighter. For another boxing fan to think that there's a possibility he would have got stopped, it tells you how good he was. You know what I'm saying? Like that, he was that good. We think that he could have done a lot of great things had guys fought him in his prime. Had they got in there and say, if Sergio would have said, yeah, I'll fight him, I think he would have knocked Sergio out. That's my opinion. I think Felix Sturm ducked him for a reason because I think he would have went to Germany where they fought at, and he would have beat him by knockout. Yeah.
And right around those years, Billy Joe Saunders was ducking him. Later on, he said, "Oh yeah, I'll fight him," and I don't know how true that is either. But many years before that, Billy Joe Saunders didn't want to fight him either.
And that was self-admitted by Billy Joe. So look, man, those are great fights. I can't say who wins, and definite for sure. But I know I have a good feeling that they all won't be the same after that fight.
G-Book in the chat says, not to be biased or opinionated, but Triple G versus Marvelous Murray Hagler, if it was to happen, I believe Triple G will have the advantage. He has a better jab, better footwork.
You might be right, man.
Yeah.
Might be right. It's a
tough
fight. I think I would have went slightly Marvin Hagler. Slightly. Like real slight.
Since people are going to say, Triple G kind of struggled against what's his name again? Jacobs.
I don't know what struggle means to you, but that was a clear win. He won the
fight, yeah.
That was a clear win. There was no.
I think the problem with that fight was Golovkin he looked too impressive in his previous fights. That once he actually got into a somewhat competitive fight, it's like all of a sudden, it could have gone either way. But it's not really. He wasn't that close.
No, he just don't look at somebody's face. Okay, I won't look at his face. All right,
yeah.
There's a reason why he was collapsing at the end of the fight. Okay.
Yeah, he was happy. He was enjoying.
He was hurt. He was getting outworked. He was getting that business. That's what happened.
No, but you can tell he was giving it his all. For what? You know what I mean? Golovkin
gave it his all to survive. Like Kenny Porter said.
Exactly.
That's it.
And everybody was getting knocked out by Golovkin. So for him, it was kind of a victory to have survived.
It was a moral victory.
It was a moral victory. Yeah.
And the public tried to sell it to the casuals, which the casuals ate it up.
Yeah.
That this was some type of moral victory. In reality, it was just a guy who survived, but he's the clear loser of the fight.
Yeah.
You see, yeah, he was fighting scared from the outside. That was a big Jacobs. That was a good performance. He still got knocked down in the second round, and he was fighting from the outside. Look, there's a lot of fighters that had close fights in the past. What Hagler, many people, he beat Durán, but Durán kind of was searching back, and that was a good fight. If you guys ever watched that, That was
Yeah,
a
it
close
was a
fight
good
too.
fight.
Yeah,
It
Hagler
was a great
won,
fight.
but then he's had close fights too. He had a close fight with Sugar Ray Leonard, and he lost a fight or two before. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I say, like, you know, be careful what you say. Like, oh, you can't compare him to Marvin Hagler because, well, yes, you could. Actually, you can. You
It's the
can
thing
compare
is
him to Marvin
Hagler.
Hagler.
His career was because he fought Sugar Ray Leonard. It's like we remember Marvin Hagler even more, right? Even though he didn't even win that fight, but he had that fight, and he became more of a historical figure, right?
Right. He was lucky to be and Sugar Ray Leonard gave him a hard time to fight him. Okay, to make the fight happen. But he was fortunate enough to you know, just be fighting in an era where Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, and Roberto Duran was still around, and they were willing to fight him.
Yeah,
you know, they were willing to fight with Triple G. Excuse me, with Marvin Hagler, and he did well in those fights. But it also showed that there was, you know, like when he fought top names, if you want to use that way, right? He had issues.
Yeah.
You know, like he had issues with these guys.
What was the African guy? Was he African? But anyway, it's like
fuck,
how
I'm drawing a blank right now. But the guy before he fought what's his name, Sugar Ray, right? The fight before he retired, before he ended up retiring. And I always said this, and if you go back to Marvin Hagler's career, that fight took something away from Marvin Hagler. That fight took something away from him.
Mugabe.
Mugabe,
yeah.
Mugabe.
Yeah.
John the Beast Mugabe took something away from Hagler, even though Hagler won. Right? Even though he won by stoppage. He ended up stopping him. He got hurt in that fight. You could see his demeanor at the end of the fight, and you could see the long layoff. Of course, he was waiting for the Sugar Ray Leonard fight. But a lot of that had to do with also he was in a grueling fight with Mugabe, and I think at that point of his career, those kind of fights were starting to take something away from him.
Yeah, he lost his first. Was the first time he fought for a title? He drew against Vito Adafermo.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, Vito Adafermo had like 7 losses. He used to cut easily.
Vito the Mosquito.
Whoa.
Hey, Jimmy. He used to cut real easy, right?
Oh, yeah, Vito the Mosquito.
Yep. Vito the Mosquito.
I was at the second fight when Hagler won. Beat him at Vito Anafermo Hagler 2. I went there. My grandfather took me for my birthday / Christmas present. Boston Garden. Yeah, 1981.
Boston Garden, legendary, man.
Yep.
A lot of people just talk about Madison Square Garden. The Boston Garden is legendary too.
Oh, yeah, I used to have some big fights back then, man. And it was funny too because he dragged up a lot of dudes from New York, man. A lot of Italians came up from New Jersey and New York. It was funny. It was
New York loved Marvin Hagler. They absolutely loved Marvin Hagler. That's where he had a big fan base. I'm not saying.
Well, he's originally from New York, I believe that part. I know he lived in that area for a while too. New York, in the city area. But it was only Northeast. It was only North. It was only New York and Boston area that liked him. Everywhere else in the country back then hated him. That's the reason why they had no problem giving Sugar Ray Leonard that decision.
You know something, Jimmy, you bring back memories, right? When you talk about the love that Marvin Hagler had over here in New York. My uncles and my father, they used to go at it, man. Like Marvin Hagler, some of them were Tommy Hearns fans. Very few were Sugar Ray fans. But it was always an argument between Tommy Hearns and Marvin Hagler. That was the argument. So when that fight happened, woo! I remember my father coming back because he went to New York to go watch it with his brothers, right? My uncles. We were living in Florida at the time. I wanted to go so bad, but he's like, "No, you got to go to school. Like you got to do what you got to do." I was waiting for him to come back so we could talk about like, the arguments that were happening and how he felt when he knocked out Tommy Hearns, and how was my Uncle Joe. My Uncle Joe was a big Tommy Hearns fan. How did he react? Just to hear those stories, like I didn't see it. I just heard it from my dad. It's like that's what I was looking forward to, was that whole experience, because that's how much love they both had. It was Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler. New York absolutely loved the shit out of those guys.
All right, guys. Well, before we go, Jimmy, what do you think about these predictions that we came up with? Mike Tyson destroys Deontay Wilder. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Sugar Ray Leonard KOs Floyd Mayweather Jr.
All right. What Floyd? Prime Floyd, like when he was Pretty Boy?
147. The fight's at
147?
Yeah,
147, yes. Because by when he was at 147, he was no longer the beast. He was just better defensively. Sugar Ray Leonard was a much better fighter all around. Floyd's defense, though, was so good. He's so hard to hit clean. His anticipation, his read of the he reads your timing excellent. It's always a shot. That's why Madonna or guys who are unorthodox always do better against someone like Floyd, because he's going to read normal patterns very easily, and he can break stuff down mentally quickly. So, he's got the quick twitch fibers, and he's in excellent condition. He's got all the things, the variables needed to make him a great defensive fighter, and he's very hard to lean clean. Do I think he beats him? Absolutely. I would give the win a decision. I don't know if it'd stop him, though.
Okay.
Sugar Ray wasn't that devastating of a puncher. He was more of a cumulative puncher, even as he got heavier. But yeah, so I wouldn't know if he would stop Floyd, but he would definitely. I would have him winning for sure.
Lomachenko makes Hamed quit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know if it makes him quit, but he would beat him.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't think he quits either. Usyk versus Holyfield. At cruiserweight, a draw.
Yeah, that would be difficult, because I would have to right now say that, because we don't know Usyk's ceiling, right? Because he's only had so many fights. He's had enough that we can see. He's a better boxer. But see, there's an asterisk next to this. Listen, Holyfield, God bless him. That motherfucker was on so much sauce.
Yeah, but
that dude was on. His best friend was fucking Lee Haney, Mr. Olympia.
Evans
Ever see the fucking pictures of him training with him? He got so. You look at a picture from 1984 when he was 24 years old. He was already an adult, right? When he graduated, when he come out of the Olympics, and then you look at him in 1990. His fucking traps are coming out of his ears. He was doing growth hormone. He was doing steroids. He was doing steroids like you would if you were a bodybuilder. He was doing creepy amounts of steroids.
All right.
So,
Lennox Lewis TKOs Anthony Joshua.
Yes.
Yeah, Lennox Lewis decisions Tyson Fury.
Yes.
Marciano stops Canelo.
It's too small. Canelo's too small. Marciano was 190, but solid 190.
Yeah.
And Canelo couldn't hurt him. He just couldn't hurt him at that weight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Marciano could take fucking a beat. And they did a CAT scan on his skull. He had like a 1/4 inch thicker and above his eye plate. So he had that Neanderthal fucking forehead. You know what I mean? But let's be honest, he was also like, if you listen to a fucking interview with him, dude, he was half retarded. I'm just being straight up, man. He was just dude. He wasn't a smart cat. I'm just being honest, man.
Okay.
It was a leg breaker. He was a leg breaker for the mob before he got into.
Yeah.
So there's two kinds of people in the mob: the earners and the pain inflictors. And the people who inflict pain are usually the dumb guys.
Meldrick Taylor versus Timothy Bradley. We had it.
Oh, Taylor all day. Prime Taylor all day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just because of what, like the power, speed?
Power, speed. At his prime, before the cocaine got a hold of him real good, before the partying.
Yeah.
Listen, he was fucking. If he would have stayed out of the limelight and stayed away from the drugs, that fight with fucking Julio Cesar Chavez was unbelievable. You know what I mean? These guys they were at their prime, and that was a fucking war. Then I was pumped. I'm like, yeah, high five. And my boys actually broke my buddy's coffee table, a glass coffee table, when they got when he stopped the fight, because I was a huge Julio Cesar fan. Years later, though, I don't know, man. My fucking, all right, cat, stop. This cat I found on the street a few weeks ago. It is all emaciated. I feel terrible. Started getting some weight on him, but every time he sees me, he just fucking cries like that. It drives me bananas. But anyways, yeah. So
trying to manipulate you.
Yeah, dude, I felt terrible. I saw him in the street. It was freezing out, and he had no collar on. He was like skin and bones. You could tell it was old. And then I found out the neighbor said that the lady down the street died, and when the niece came by and cleaned the house out, they took all the valuables and just left the cat. Like, that's some cold-blooded bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, I can tell a lot about people how they treat animals. They treat defenseless things.
You know, well,
you know what I mean?
When they're when kids start killing
That's the sign
animals,
of a psycho.
Yeah, that's the sign of a fucking psycho. All right, hold on. Chris K in the chat. In my simulation, Canelo gets 13-0 card versus Triple G. All right. Let's just finish this list before we get to the phone calls over here. So, Jimmy, Joe Calzaghe, decisions and reward.
In their prime, yes, he was a sick fighter. Yeah. Plus, not again. Let's make it fair. Not in Vegas. Not the judges he picks. Not the gloves he decides they wear. Ward never did anything unless he had every conceivable advantage in his corner.
Right. 50-50. That's it.
50-50, neutral place, all that other bullshit.
Yeah.
Everything
Calzaghe.
being equal, I would say Calzaghe. Yeah.
Triple G KOs Felix Tito Trinidad at 160.
In his prime, I would say yes, because Trinidad was never. By the time he was at 160, he was past it. You know what I mean?
That wasn't his.
Yeah, all his best work was done at lower weights.
Absolutely.
He was good, man.
Canelo stops Fernando Vargas.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Pacquiao,
I was never. He was just kind of came. He had that one big fight, but yeah, no. Anyways, Pacquiao, what?
Yeah. Pacquiao decisions Chavez Senior at 140.
That's a tough one.
Jimmy Silent.
Decisions probably, because Pacquiao is about as quick. He's quick of twitch fibers, and he does that hitting on the fucking bounce like nobody I've ever seen. At 140, I wouldn't doubt it. I'd give it to him. That would not surprise me at all.
Marvin Hagler decisions Monzon.
Who?
Carlos Monzon.
Yes.
Hagler decisions Monzon. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
For the record, I think Hagler beat Leonard. I don't think you can take a fucking champion's belt going backwards all night.
Pity patting, the shoe shining.
Yeah, going backwards.
It's absolutely. All right. Let's take a phone call. 585, you're on the air. 585.
This is fair.
How you doing, Mr. Bucho? This is Vince.
Yeah, welcome to the show, Vince. What's on your mind?
Let's see.
Yes, I hear you guys this fantasy matchup.
Yep.
Why don't you throw a couple at me, Mr. Bucho?
Okay, let's see. Mike Tyson against Deontay Wilder.
Deontay Wilder, because he punches the hardest of all time.
To this day.
Yes. Who just made fun of me?
That would
No,
be Mr.
nobody was making
Recognize.
fun of you. It was your conscience that was speaking before you did.
Yes, Mr. Recognize. That's not a good imitation of myself, but nice try. But
I'm sorry.
to
I
your
apologize.
point, Mr. Bucho, yes, no problem. Apology accepted, Mr. Recognize.
Yeah.
To be honest, Mr. Bucho, I see Mr. Wilder knocking Mr. Mike Tyson out.
Oh my God.
Of course you could.
I believe I'm sorry, Mr. Bucho. If you disagree, I'm sorry.
I just believe Deontay Wilder's power is nothing we've ever seen before in the heavyweight division.
I've seen it before.
And especially this Wilder, definitely knocks out Mike Tyson. Just depends on which Mike Tyson we're talking about.
Prime Mike Tyson.
It'll
86.
be early or late.
Like late 80s.
Prime, meaning when he was killing people.
Yes. Yes, Mr. Recognized. I still believe in Mr. Wilder and his power, and I believe he would put Mr. Mike Tyson to sleep.
Sure, he would have.
You just forget what kind of power Mike Tyson had. He used to take you out early. If you're going to exercise patience like Deontay Wilder, you're just going to give Mike Tyson an opportunity to hit you. You got to be active.
You see,
we're going to just lay back and wait.
He wouldn't have the. He wouldn't have the skills. He wouldn't have the skills to keep Tyson off him. He doesn't have the ability to just keep Tyson off him. Tyson would go right through. I mean, he has to get you in and catch you late.
Boy?
No, this is Mr. LSD, as you call him.
How you doing, Mr. LSD?
Hey,
I would counter your little argument by saying all Wilder needs to do is be perfect for 2 seconds, and Mike Tyson
so for the first time, he'd have to be perfect.
He would fall, guys.
This isn't Luis Ortiz, man.
But but the thing is, it's not Luis Ortiz, not some 50-year-old guy. We got a guy who's lightning quick tight twitch fibers. And the thing is, Wilder doesn't do anything perfect.
Yeah, and he have his head on the swivel to where he'd move from side to side. You wouldn't be able to time him with that right hand on your first punch, if any. So once he get on the inside, the longer man would have the disadvantage. Tyson would be up on his chest, and he could punch with both hands.
And Tyson, Wilder has zero inside game.
That's right.
He would have destroyed him. I understand your point, but Mr. Wilder is not your ordinary fighter. He breaks rules. And I mean, we've seen it time in and time out, guys.
Against two, bro. He's fought one top 10. Hey, brother, Mr. Phone Caller, he's fought one top 10 opponent in his career. This isn't my opinion, your opinion. This is emphatic statistical facts. Deontay Wilder has the worst heavyweight championship resume in the 138-year history of the sport. So before anybody can start telling me what they will do, how he will handle things, he's beat up cab drivers. If I went out and knocked out the bum on the corner, my resume would almost match his right now. This dude has fought nobodies.
Hey, Vinny Mac.
Mr. LSD, yes.
That's me laughing at you. That's me laughing at you.
I just want to say, yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Your Wilder has first statistically.
This is not Wilder's fault, guys. These guys want to get roided up before they fight him and get an advantage. That's not Mr. Wilder's fault, guys. So I don't blame that on him specifically. He is the most feared man in boxing. Yes.
Vinny, one last one.
Yes, Mr. Floyd Mayweather. Would you like to throw another fantasy matchup at me?
Floyd Mayweather against Sugar Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Mr. Recognized.
Of course,
to be honest,
get
Mr.
the fuck out of here. Jesus.
Mr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is an exceptional talent, beyond belief. He is to be honest, what
does exceptional talent mean to you?
Yes, exactly. I was curious. What do you consider an exceptional talent? What does he do exceptionally?
"Quote unquote," the best ever.
Okay.
No, you're quoting him. So I also have the biggest cock on the planet. Do I? Well, I'm saying I do.
Mr. LSD.
Well, listen, my thing is, what does he do exceptional? What he does do exceptional is defensive. Listen, defensive, I have him in the top 4. One of the 4 best defensive fighters of all time. I really rate his defense that high. I rate his conditioning almost as high. One of the greatest conditioned boxers. But that's where his exception ends. Yeah. He doesn't have exceptional power at all. In fact, one would say he lost his power at 140. Okay, so now you take that into consideration, and you consider that Sugar Ray Leonard. I mean, think about it. At his, I mean, what was the best ever was fighting once a year. Leonard was fighting, right before his belt, 7, 8, 9 times a year. During when there was a ton of great fighters.
Yes, Mr. LSD, if we're talking prime versus prime, I do not believe a Sugar Ray Leonard would touch Floyd Mayweather. His defense was very exceptional. I understand Leonard punched in combinations really fast, and he went for the jugular, as people would say. But I believe Mayweather is a tactician in the ring. He does just enough, to bury, the fighter and win by points and put on a display of a masterpiece.
So what happened in 2003 when he lost, and what happens when he got a gift decision?
Dude, he almost
everybody thinks he lost that fight. Castillo.
There was a guy by the name of Wilfredo Benitez, which nickname was El Radar, or the Bible of boxing.
All right, Vinny.
So okay, he had really good fundamentals in boxing, defensive skills. He was
90 seconds.
a good champion.
Oops.
And Leonard decisively beat. I know that's not Mayweather, but he beat him in like his 15th pro fight.
Yeah.
So he could face guys with defensive prowess.
Hold on. We gotta just move on here. So, Vinny Mac, thanks for the phone call, and enjoy your Pepsis. All right, take care.
Mr. Bucho,
Yes.
I have one more thing.
Okay, quickly.
Yes. Quickly. Floyd Mayweather is coming back, guys. 2020. Is this McGregor? I'm definitely buying that pay-per-view. Did you guys see McGregor's performance? Unbelievable.
Bye,
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I performed great. Bye, Vinny.
Oh
Yeah,
my
go
God.
fuck yourself,
Nobody
Vinny.
wants to see Floyd McGregor too. That's ridiculous. 7-7. All right, 773. You're on the air. 773.
What's up, guys? I didn't get a chance to talk to you about the Joe Smith fight. I want to get your thoughts on it.
Chicago.
Joe Smith Jr.
Joe Smith
you know the
reminds
narrative.
me of...
Joe, the freaking someone said something. One of the announcers, Tim Bradley said, "Did you see them stop the fight to check on the cut whenever Jesse Hart was hurt? Jesse Hart was hurt badly. He was on wobbly legs." And Hart stopped the action, check on the cut, and in my opinion, saved him from getting stopped. Tim Bradley said something. He said, "Oh, I don't know if you should have stopped that fight when he was hurt like that." And what did Andre Ward say? "Oh no, that was good. That was a bad cut. You got to stop that. Check on the cut." I just thought that was ridiculous. What did you guys thought? Did you see that?
I saw it. I thought it was ridiculous, mate. In all honesty, like it's in the same situation that Michael Zarafa found himself against Jeff Horn in their last fight. If a guy is about to finish you, you don't stop it there and then and give the other guy a chance. You either stop the fight. You don't just stop it because he was cut the majority of the round, and then when he's about to be finished, he stops it. Ridiculous, stupid ass shit.
Terrible. And that's what I thought. I thought Joe Smith was fighting the judges. He was fighting the announcers. He was fighting the promotion that night, man. I think they definitely wanted to get a Jesse Hart in there. They wanted to put him in a title fight, it seemed like. But Joe Smith prevailed. Just came forward like a Terminator. What's up with these dudes trashing Joe Smith? They're talking shit. I'm going to get revenge on him. He's average. He's a common man, this and that. Joe Smith's one of the most mild-mannered, humble dudes. And you got to make them eat their words. The beast. Isn't that funny?
What do you think? Where do you think he's getting all this criticism?
I think because he's kind of he's not a braggadocious. He's a real humble dude. So they feel like they can get away with talking a lot of shit, and they know he's not gonna come back and hit him below the belt or anything. But yeah, I heard there was some criticism on Twitter saying, "Oh, they didn't deserve to be a main event. That was sloppy, this and that." Sometimes people overanalyze boxing. At the end of the day, it's a fist fight. You can say that, "Oh, we got the Philly roll," and slip and move, this and that. At the end of the day, you got to walk the guy down and beat his ass. It's a battle of wills. And sometimes people just overanalyze that. Go in there like a freaking dog and beat this dude up. That's what Joe Smith does. That's what Joe Smith did. It's not all about who has the flashier, prettier technique. It's about will, strength, the battle to win. Yeah, but he's definitely in line for a big fight coming up. I think that was a number one contender. There's a whole gang of fights coming up. He could fight
How do you think,
Alvarez.
Carl? Let me ask you. How do you think he does against How do you think he does against Beterbiev?
I don't know, but I want to see it. Two
Right,
marauders
they would definitely
coming forward.
Right.
I definitely Beterbiev's got the better technique, but Joe Smith, you can't count him out in any fight. He just got that ruggedness and that,
Has he ever been stopped?
that brawling style that's going to make a tough night for anybody. But definitely Beterbiev would be the favorite.
Has
I
Smith
don't
ever
think
like
his
stopped?
chances against Pascal.
No. He was stopped
What's that?
against Pascal.
I think he stops Pascal.
Oh no, he was. Oh, I'm
He
sorry.
was
I was
stopped
gonna say
early
was-
in his career. He was stopped early in his career against a guy called Eddie Caminero. He was a nobody.
Okay. Was it a TKO accumulation or was it a
It was
straight knockout?
it was a TKO.
Okay, all right. So it could have been a cut. We don't know. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. I've never actually seen the fight. I just remember reading it.
Yeah, because you see that a lot of times. You'll see a TKO on somebody's record, and then it's a lot. It could be a cut even. That's what Mickey hates to get a TKO on his because it was a cut. Vince Phillips with a headbutt, but it was.
What's up, that'd be a good fight against Pascal. He's younger, he's fresher, he's powerful, but then again, Pascal's a rugged dude. Also,
I don't think he's going to be fighting Pascal.
Yeah, what's up, fellas? How you doing?
Pretty
Hey, dude, you know who's a fan of yours, bro? I don't know if you know this.
Who's that?
Steve Kim,
He is?
the boxing writer. Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I was just, yeah. It's like, I like that kid. He sent me a fucking one of your videos. He's like, check this kid out. I'm like, I said, oh, that's Johnny Boy. He's on, the podcast. Actually, he was talking to somebody else, and then I jumped in on the combo. But yeah. So,
Well,
I don't know. I figured just to let you know that.
Oh, thanks, Jimmy. I appreciate you letting me know. Yeah, I talk a lot of shit on there. I don't fuck around. I'm not fucking around. I'm like, fuck Floyd. He sucks cock. His fucking dad's a crackhead.
It's a family show, man. Family show. All right, caller. Anything else?
Yeah, so, what was I going to say? Joe Smith Jr. versus Leonard Alvarez. What do you guys think about that? That could be a fight they're trying to make. I was hearing that. What do you guys think? I'm going to leave it at that, but get your thoughts on that while I listen. Take it easy.
All right, take care. Thanks for the phone call.
That kid was from Chicago. He had 773, right, Bucho?
Yep.
Yeah.
You can hear it in his voice. Hear it in his
yeah.
accent.
Yeah, right. I like that fight. It's a good fight.
Yeah. I don't know. I maybe Alvarez wins. I pick Alvarez, but it's a close fight, though. I'm not sure.
I heard they're actually looking at Joe Smith Jr. versus Zurdo at 175 for the vacant WBO.
That's an interesting
Right.
fight.
There's
Hey,
so
what
many
about I was gonna say Zurdo. You mean no? Is that the one kid who was at 168? Who's the kid at 168 with top rank?
That's him.
That was Zurdo. That was Zurdo
Yeah.
before he vacated and moved up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he
Too
wants to
big.
leave top rank too.
Oh yeah. What if you want to go? Golden Boy.
There's so many good names in that fucking division between Vazdik and Beterbiev and Bivol and fucking Smith Jr. and Alvarez and who else you got floating around in there? Fucking well, Kovalev's fucking
I guess.
about done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done. But and then Pascal's making a comeback here. Fucking.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Jesus.
Stack fucking.
Now, did he officially retire, Kovalev?
No, he has
No,
a few new 2 fights in his contract now with the Zone, or 3 or some shit like that. So he'll be back on the Zone. I don't know who he's gonna fight though. That's a big question.
It's time for him to call it a day.
I think so, man. I really think so. You get knocked out by Canelo. I mean,
yeah,
you gotta rethink.
Oh
your
yeah, no,
career.
he needs to retire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's done.
Yeah. He needs to just take that fucking payday he got and walk off in the sunset.
He needs to go back to Russia and even just duck out on his case.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Not even
right.
tie up the money and lawyers. Tell her to kiss his ass and just blow town.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Callum Smith should be moving up to 175. He looked too dehydrated. He's too tall.
Callum Smith should be moving up to heavyweight, man.
Yeah. Callum Smith should be fighting fucking Usyk.
Callum Smith's like 9 feet tall.
Yeah. He's fucking Marky size, that son of a great big bastard.
Yeah, he's fucking huge, man. He's like 6'4.5". He's huge, and he's fighting at 168. Like, if you were to see Callum Smith walking down the street with his shirt off, you wouldn't think professional boxer. You'd say eating disorder. You know?
Yeah, it's bad.
Hey, what about that kid fucking trying to sell the Mayweather-McGregor fight? Oh, I'm definitely getting that. Yeah, all right, kid. There you go. Have your meds adjusted, bro. You'll be all right.
Look,
Would that fight even sell? I think I was
Listen,
debating
I said this
too.
on Johnny's stream, yeah?
Yeah.
People need to walk away from that crap. It's not going to happen. Floyd always does this. Every time he has a chance to talk about himself off of the back of somebody else. Manny fights, Floyd will post a picture, Mayweather Pacquiao 2, right? Or McGregor fights, Maypac 2. Canelo fights, remember when I schooled this kid? Anybody who's a big, Joshua's fighting, remember when I beat Pacquiao all over his Instagram. Get the fuck out of here. Stop living off of everybody else and get back into
every single time. We have a bet going. It was me, it was Mike, it was a bunch of guys on Twitter. We had, right before the fight, a week out, everybody would put in what they think he's going to tweet about, what he's going to use to clout grab. And we did it for like 4 fights in a row, and like death and taxes. This motherfucker will always clout grabs another fight. Does it every time. He threw a temper tantrum in the lobby at Madison Square. I mean, whatever in fucking Vegas. MGM when they took all his shit down. He used to walk in the lobby. It was all, TBE, Floyd. Once he kind of was done, they took it all down. Like 6 months later, he lost it.
Yeah, he's
so much of a fucking ego he is.
That dude is such a fucking bitch. Bro, we was talking about this yesterday. He's such a bitch, bro. He won't even go to the fucking Walgreens to pick up a tube of toothpaste without bringing 19 fucking bodyguards with him. Like a fucking cop. Like, I don't give a shit how much fucking jewelry you got on. And them boys is only protecting you because you pay them. They probably don't like you neither. The fuck.
Did you guys hear that the Zone offered him $1 billion for 3 fights in no particular order? Crawford, Pacquiao, and Spence. Is that true or is that just a rumor?
I think that's a rumor, bro.
Yeah, that would make sense. Wait, hold on. We took 929. You're on the air. 929.
You guys hear me okay?
Yep.
What's up, guys? I just wanted to, chime in on the matchup with, Wilder and Tyson. I think it's pretty simple that Tyson's head movement is way too much for Wilder to really catch a hold of him. And just judging by, Wilder's base, he looks like, he'd be skipping leg day. So, Tyson will definitely topple him. One of the, I got a couple like dream matches that I wanted to bring up too. Like, I always wanted to see, always wondered what.
Are you there? Okay. I think we lost.
Yes, okay?
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I always wanted to see like what would like a dream matchup between Sweet Pea and Floyd at 135 would look like.
Boring. But I don't know. What do you guys think?
That would have been the most boring fucking. There would have been about 3 punches landed in that whole fucking fight, bro.
Yeah.
And Sweet Pea would have landed all of them.
Yeah, right.
I don't know, man. I don't know who would have won, to be honest. I don't want to even imagine that fight.
Yeah. I'm trying to imagine it. And I'm about to go to sleep.
All right, you got another one?
Shit. That's a weird dynamic because if you don't throw punches, there's no reason to be defensive. And if you got two defensive fighters that don't throw a lot of punches, you would have to like change it up.
Exactly. I
You ain't
always said,
fearing.
yeah. I don't know, I always said, how would Floyd have fought Floyd? If you had like two clones of Floyd. I mean,
he put that.
paradox.
There would be two guys in opposite corners putting.
Yeah, exactly.
There'd be putting
It would be a marathon.
Putting that stupid
They'll
fucking
just take
face
laps
on
around
that
the ring.
Floyd
You know, that's
Floyd
probably
puts
how it
when
was
he's
going up.
scared to get hit.
I brought up Floyd at 135 because he was more of a boxer puncher than he was, defensive fighter. When he was a welterweight.
Yeah,
That's
we're
why I
talking
brought him
about
up,
scary
He
Floyd.
was much more aggressive fighter than he was. He let his hands go. When he was lightweight. So I brought him up.
Yeah. In the
Yeah,
chat,
what dirty Floyd was he was a banger. He used to be he used to put people's lights out regularly.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Why did he change?
Because he got older, he they didn't carry the punching power up,
Mm-hmm.
and he just transformed and he just went more defensively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He still had like decent power with the one shot, the counter shot, because as he was pulling back, you would come forward and he'd catch you coming in. He would run into a punch. Basically, he had that one counter right shot that was decent. Yeah, but nowhere near what he did at 130, 135.
Anything else?
Oh, I got another one. Sugar Shane Mosley, early 2000s versus Terrence Crawford. How would that turn out?
Mosley.
Prime Mosley against Crawford at lightweight. Mosley knocks his head off his shoulder.
Welterweight.
Oh, welterweight. Mosley.
Yeah, still pick Mosley. Yeah, I got a good one. Mosley against Roberto Durán at 135.
Roberto Durán knocks him out.
Yeah, I agree.
Mosley was a
Man's
beast.
an
I
animal.
think but man, Mosley was impressive at 135 though. He was crazy.
Yeah, but who the fuck he beat?
Yeah, I know that's the thing though.
Jesse James Leha.
He was Jesse James Leha.
Jesse James Leha.
All right.
Jesse James was pretty good though, wasn't he, for a while there?
Back in
Yeah,
the day,
he was good. He was solid.
Yeah, he was
but
good.
Like, if you look at Mosley's lightweight resume, it's not too far off Wilder's heavyweight resume.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. He was
It's
called.
pretty bad.
He was called at 135, but like Mark just said, he wasn't. There wasn't much there. Well, of course. See, this you know what the killer part. I'll tell you something funny about. Remember back then, Floyd was saying he wanted to break the title defense record at 130, so he had an excuse to not go up to 135 and get the shit beaten out of him by Mosley. And then people bring up that fucking one little interview Mosley had after the Fernando Vargas fight when he says, "Nah, I'm gonna take some time off, go enjoy my family." Whoa, and they call that a duck, but they forget what fucking happened in the. I'm like, bro, y'all are.
Yeah, Floyd ducked Mosley at 135.
Floyd ducked everybody that had a fucking bigger dick than he did.
No.
Or a bigger pair of balls.
Anything else?
No, I also wanted to touch on the fight for the
what?
I really did not like that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I also wanted to bring up, that fight last Saturday, UFC between Conor and Cowboy. I thought that was bullshit from the jump because beforehand, I mean, judging by his performance, Cowboy. I mean, come on, it's like a plank stuck in the mud, and he was all food for Conor McGregor. And now in the post fight, there was some, that rematch between Conor and Khabib got brought up again, and Dana White got his dick hard over it because the fight. Oh my God, the build-up would be crazy, but I just don't think his style is all right.
Bruh, let me tell you something, bro.
This guy.
Conor's just beat a 40-year-old gatekeeper who was coming off 2 knockout losses, bro. People need to get off his dick. He didn't beat nobody. I
Yeah.
mean, Cowboy was a good fighter a decade ago, bro. It's like I say, he just got knocked out by Gaethje. He just got stopped by Tony Ferguson, and then he was coming off back-to-back knockout losses. He's 40 fucking years old, and and I told everybody that was going to happen, bro. That he's going to go in there, smoke Cowboy, and then they're going to be like, "Oh, he's the fucking greatest thing since sliced bread. He'll beat Masvidal. He'll beat Khabib in a rematch. He'll fucking kill everybody."
Bullshit.
Yeah. Hype train.
I'd like to see him fight Masvidal. That's the fight I want to see.
Yeah, me too, Jimmy. Me too.
See, that's
That
the more
kid's a
logical
fucking
matchup.
beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two run their mouths, man. And they really they sold fights with their mouths. The guys, they back it up. But there's for the lead. The guys, he's a counter puncher against a grapple.
All right. Well, thanks for the phone call, man. Call back again next time,
Okay.
all right? Good call. That was a good call. Yeah, what's the whole deal about? I read an article, and Tyson Fury was saying that Conor McGregor should come back to boxing, or this is good for boxing. Like, is he actually coming back to boxing? Because people are talking.
Well, Conor
about
McGregor wants to win a title in boxing. He wants to win a world title as a boxer.
Serious? Is he just saying that, or is he actually serious?
What's that?
Is he serious, or he's just like bullshit he's saying to get some attention? Like, do you think he's actually?
I don't know. I think he's serious. When I listen to, I don't think he's bullshit. I think he wants to, but
Oh. Okay.
Yes.
Well, do you guys think he's good for boxing if McGregor comes back? I mean, it does bring attention.
No.
You have the zone.
Ah, fuck Conor McGregor.
All right.
Fuck that. And listen, he's a fucking midget and he's calling everybody else a midget. He's 5'8". He's walking around like he's Vince McMahon with a stutter trying to fucking pronounce things too much. And he's a little shitbag. I'm done. I'm sick of
My
this.
thing is this: if he wants to come into boxing and win a title, then do it like everybody else. You don't get fucking big pay-per-views on your first fucking 10 fights. You mean you fight on Showbox. You come in, you fight a fucking kid who's 8-0, and you come along like everybody else. If he's willing to do that, I'll give him the shot as any other fighter. But to come on and start looking for titles, go fucking suck your dick. You know what I mean?
Well,
but if he wants to come along and do it like everybody else, then fuck it. Give it a
well,
whirl.
everybody walks into boxing down $1 million fucking gates, man.
Exactly.
Well, and here's the thing. That's what Conor just did to the UFC too. Because listen, when he was out for a fucking year and a half after that Floyd shit, and then he jumped right back in and fought for the title against Khabib and got his ass kicked. And the rest of these guys are like, well, wait a fucking minute. I've been fighting 3-4 times a year, waiting in line to get my fucking shot, and this kid's been off for 2 fucking years and jumps right to the head of the line. The fuck is this,
Yeah.
Well, that's because Conor had the interim belt, isn't it?
Now or back then?
Back then, after the Floyd fight, he was moved to interim champion, wasn't he? Because he didn't lose his belt.
No, Tony Ferguson was interim champion. He won that from Kevin Lee.
Then was Conor made champion in recess or some bullshit?
No. Khabib had fought for the vacant title against the Dago kid from New York, Iaquinta. And then Tony was made interim champion because he beat Kevin Lee and Khabib was out. So no, McGregor didn't even have the fucking title. Any kind of title.
Hey, money talks, all right? So
when you're actively practicing the two sports, it wouldn't benefit you for boxing because your stance is different. And I think that also you're thinking, you're expecting kicks, the two things, the hands and the feet. And in boxing, you got to exclusively at the upper level think of just the hands only. So it wouldn't benefit you.
I got a fantasy fight. Angel Garcia versus Teofimo Sr.
Teofimo Sr. will kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd have to give the nod to the 8 ball, I think.
Well, who's that kid that fucking the fucking blonde kid who just beat the kid with all the tattoos in UFC? He sparred with Lomachenko a bunch of times. What's his name?
Dillashaw?
Yeah, Delashore. I like what he said. He said, "Hey, listen, everybody in this game thinks, after a few months of stand-up training and they knock a few guys out on their feet, and then they hear about the paydays in boxing, right?" And he was in an interview. And he was like, "Everybody in my sport has said at some point to himself, if not out in public, that I might want to try some boxing. That's where the money is." And he says, "I even thought that until he said I spotted Lomachenko, and he says I'll never think that again."
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. They just some of these MMA guys think it's well, I can punch. I'll just go into boxing and try it out. But it's not the same thing. Like Gonzalo just explained, it's completely different. And knocking out.
Although
Yeah, go ahead.
you know what, it's kind of weird, but you know who I really give a chance of beating? Who? The female, the lioness, Amanda Nunez. She could put up a good fight against freaking Clarissa Shields, because Clarissa Shields can't pop, and she's been put on the canvas before. And this girl can punch. So she would probably get outboxed, but she haven't had a chance of knocking out Clarissa Shields.
Listen, one of the reasons why I won't get around boxing, women's boxing, fuck that. If they don't even if it's not even 3-minute rounds, it's like by the time they get somebody hurt, bing, bing, the bell goes off. It's just fuck that. The big pillow gloves. That's why Clarissa Shields is supposed to be the greatest boxer in the world. A lot of times she's flailing away like a silver mittens. I don't know.
You want 6 on gloves? 3-minute rounds.
Put on some 8-ounce fucking mitts. Go 3 rounds and get the fuck in there.
Why not?
You know what I mean? If you're gonna be a fighter, fucking fight.
Hey, I'll watch
16-inch gloves. What's that?
I'll watch it too, because that's one of my biggest issues with it. Is it's meant to be a professional sport, and they're fighting amateur level shit.
Yeah,
that's my biggest issue. Up the knockout ratio, lower the glove weight, bring it down to 8 ounces, 10 ounces. I don't bloody care. Get rid of those 900 kilogram gloves they've got on. Those things are unbelievable. I don't know how they carry them.
They're just
16-ounce gloves, I believe, right? Isn't it? That's crazy. I've never even spotted 16-ounce gloves. They're so big. That's heavyweight sparring gloves.
Is the UFC for women still like the same amount of minutes and rounds?
Everything's the same. Everything. There's no separation at all.
See, equality. Boxing is not equal. All right, so they need to change. They need to get with the times. All right, and by the way, there's something wrong. It sounds weird when you say women getting knocked out, because I was thinking, if they start wearing smaller gloves and everything, so maybe you'd get more knockouts. But women getting knocked out, ugh.
Because you're thinking of
equality.
Yeah,
because you're thinking about it as
get knocked out.
Yeah, because you're thinking about it as like women that we would fucking lay the pipe to.
Yeah,
half these fucking boxers are fucking come on, they're women, but they're more women in comfortable shoes.
Yeah, that's
if you know what
point.
I mean.
Yeah. That's a
they're not wearing high heels and mini skirts.
That's a good point.
They're fucking rolling their traps and fucking blowing blowing booger snorts out of the side of the nose in the sidewalk.
Good point. Yeah, no, that's a good point. Listen, you want to do it professionally, you want to be like man, then do the same thing. Don't make this an amateur type of fucking fight.
Get in there, 3-minute rounds, take each other's heads off. I want to see bitches go to sleep as much as the next fight.
Absolutely. All right, how do we get into this? How the hell did we get
vicious
into
segue? A vicious segue happens all the time.
All right.
I think somebody was talking about Clarissa Shields. I heard her name mentioned, and I just said what I don't like about women's boxing. Until they change that, I can't get behind them. I just can't.
Oh yeah, because she's been calling out that one girl, Amanda Nunez. I just kind of want to see her get knocked out.
If that was in fucking the cage, Amanda Nunez would tear her head off and shit down her neck. It'd be embarrassing in a cage.
I think there's more money for women in MMA than in boxing. It's like the opposite.
And Amanda Nunes says if we're going to fight in the boxing ring, she wants 8-ounce mittens. She's like, fuck them big pillow gloves.
Makes sense.
And of course, Clarissa won't do that.
Why not?
Because Nunes says, I use 4-ounce gloves now.
Yeah.
That are meant to cut you. The way they're stitched.
Yeah. But it's I don't know. She might not feel the same wearing bigger gloves though, right? It's different feeling. You're used to using like little gloves, and now you're using the big ones. The way you cover, to protect yourself is different. I don't know. I think Shields will have the advantage. But what are people saying in the chat here? Nes Mendoza's MMA minimum payday is $50,000. How much is an MMA glove? I think he means how heavy?
4 ounces of the gloves weight. Glove weight is 4 ounces.
There you have
I
it.
believe.
Scott Brown says women boxing sucks. Well, I don't want to get in trouble over here with you two and all that thing, to each their own, but I'm not into women fighting at all. It's not my thing. But they can do it if they want.
I spoke to Ivan Redcash, and he said he's willing to have a conversation in English. So if you guys want him on, Mr. BDA, sometime before Saturday, just let me know what day, Mucho.
Didn't you talk to Mr. BDA about that?
Yeah, I sent him. I don't know. I don't think he replied, but I just wanted to know what day.
I think he said Wednesday.
I don't want to schedule something.
Didn't you say? Well, talk to Mr. BDA after. I'll call him and tell him to call you or to.
All right.
Contact.
I don't think he does shows Friday, right? Because he's at the gym.
Yeah. No. So.
Okay.
Well, maybe it's Wednesday. Go ahead, Johnny Boy. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bucho. I was just gonna say I'm gonna tell him to kill Danny and do Pacquiao a favor.
You really don't like Danny Garcia, huh?
No, I don't like him. Danny. I don't like that crackhead fucking father of his. I don't like none of them.
Because Danny, he's a great boxer. My Danny. Yeah, I don't like them. I mean, listen, Danny Garcia, he will not do anything more than what he already. Like, he will not achieve anything new. That's it, right? Like.
The guy doesn't have a good win since fucking Matisse. Fucking
2013.
Yeah.
Oh.
7 years ago. He plateaued. He hit his fucking professional ceiling 7 years ago.
Yeah.
He plateaued. That's a great fucking expression.
Well, 30, yeah. That's the word I was looking for. Well, yeah, he's 31. Or 30? 31? How old is the guy?
Whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, but he's he's in the decline now, right?
Yeah, of course. So he took his whole prime, and all he did was it was a prime example of somebody who Al Hammond did, and all he did was pay him. He was in it for the money. Once that happened, remember when he fought? What was that fucking kid he fought? He dragged up from that was embarrassing.
Yeah,
he was getting paid though, Jimmy. He was getting paid.
The fucking guy just hit the lottery. He goes in there round and just gets fucking. Oh yeah. That you don't get no props for fucking beating a 50-year-old Zab Judah, then going on a fucking streak of fucking Robert Guerrero and fucking Sam Vargas. Like, the fuck is this shit?
That was pathetic.
The kid goes to Puerto Rico, can't speak Puerto Rican, can't speak Spanish, and then loses to Herrera there. But they gave a decision.
That plan failed. Remember that plan? They were trying to make Danny Garcia this Puerto Rican fighter. It backfired.
They didn't like him. No. It did, big time.
Oh, Christ.
Now, Jimmy,
I'm a fucking Dago, and I'm fucking more Puerto Rican than he is, for Christ's sake.
I was about to say...
They were booing him in Puerto Rico.
Are these... Well, yeah, he didn't even win the fight. We're talking about Danny Garcia and his inactivity, and I was going to ask, will some of these PBC fighters, as they get older and then eventually retire, will they regret the fact that they lost their prime fighting with the PBC?
If they're any kind of fighter, they will.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, look back on it, and then they're going to be like, well, fuck, I didn't fight him. I should have fought... I should have fought him. I should have shown I had a little bit more fucking, bit more fucking courage than that. Fucking... bro, I can't even imagine being Danny Garcia sitting at home with my two Skifusa twin sisters running around, fucking popping in a tape of the Rod Salka fight, eating a fucking, Angels upstairs doing a line. Like, I can't even fucking fathom it. It's just laughable.
Yeah, because, like, if they were to, like, retire now, like, say for example, Errol Spence, unfortunate incident. He
Mhm.
can't really fight anymore. Would he make the Hall of Fame?
God
That's just the
no.
question.
He shouldn't. He
He
really
shouldn't,
shouldn't.
yeah.
No. Like, okay, I'll give you another one. Danny Garcia, if he retires
No.
tomorrow, should he make it into the Hall of Fame? I mean,
Absolutely not.
Yeah, nah. I don't think so.
Keith Thurman.
No.
Yeah, the hall should be reserved for fucking guys like Marquez and Bradley and Cotto. Okay.
Bradley, in my opinion, was even borderline, to be honest.
I meant give it.
He was a unified.
You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Would you even say that was even borderline? So, but none of them have a resume he has.
Yeah.
I mean, he had that Pacquiao win. Officially, he beat Pacquiao, right? So that might help his case. But yeah, he wasn't that. I mean, he was an impressive career, but we're here comparing him with the all-time greats, right? That's how you make it into the Hall of Fame. That's how it should be.
Exactly.
I think he only lost to Pacquiao when he tied with Diego Chavez, unless there's another loss there.
No. It was just Pacquiao, and Diego. That was a good fight. I forgot about that one, guys.
He beat Marquez.
Yeah, he has that draw. He has that draw with like Diego. He has a win over Marquez officially, split decision, I think. Provodnikov, Casamayor, Devin Alexander, Lamont Peterson. It's a good resume.
Yeah. Although Jesse Vargas believes that he really won because there was some Fugazi going on there.
No, he got up in the 12th round, and the referee fucking.
So did Meldrick.
But it ended. I think it ended like 10 seconds
Jimmy.
early. That round, Bucho.
Yeah.
I think when the clapper went out, the round finished, so it ended at like 2:50, 2 minutes 50 seconds.
I don't remember. I remember that I thought about it and I analyzed it, and I was like, no, he wasn't a stop. He didn't stop the fight. He thought that the 10-second thing was the end of the round. But anyways, Jimmy. Just
yes, sir.
Quickly, Meldrick Taylor against Chavez Sr. What did you think about the stoppage? I know we're going way back here.
At the time of the stoppage, I was elated because I was a huge Chavez fan.
Okay.
So in the moment, I'm like, yeah, fucking right. You know what I mean? Because that's who I think I even had C-note on him. So I was definitely pumped at the time. Like I said, I remember I broke my buddy Ronnie Stacy's coffee table. I jumped up and I was underneath it, and there was a glass top, which was embarrassing. But at this time of the stoppage. But years later, when I sat back and watched it and I took my emotions out of it, I can understand why fucking Lou DiVella went berserk when they stopped that.
I understand that too.
Freaking steal. What's that? You know what I mean?
No, I understand. I don't disagree. But now, however, did you agree with the? I know the referee was in it. I mean, he was in a bunch of fights also, and they were like he was working for Don King. I agree. However, he asked Meldrick Taylor, "Are you all right? Are you all right?" And he wasn't responding. Like, was that a good stoppage then? The fact that he wasn't even responding, not even looking at the ref.
But now, like, there's nuances, right? Like, as a referee, you're taught you got to know if it's 138 of the first round or 258 of the 12th round. He knows that the 10 count, they already made the clack, so he knew there was under 10 seconds left.
He couldn't
hear that's when he dropped them, Jimmy. That's when he dropped them in the crown, went up in a roar. He was on the canvas when the clapper went off.
Exactly.
So he probably didn't hear it because everybody went wild. And another thing, when he got up, Meldrick Taylor was looking at Lou Duva. You couldn't see it on the camera. But on the
others, was making a scene in the background, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
he flipped out, man. He lost his fucking mind, boy. He went fucking scorched earth after that. They had to hold his ass back. He wanted to fucking punch Steele in the face.
Lou Duva was the man. Rest in peace. That dude, that dude reminds me of one of my old uncles from the old country or something, man.
He'd get all hyperventilating and fucking flipping out and shit, and frothing in the side of his mouth. And then he'd punch you too. He fucking hit you too. He wouldn't even fucking hesitate.
Lou Duva was See, if you read up on Lou Duva, he was a tough fucking kid. Like when he was a young kid, like the 40s or whatever, 50s. He was a tough fucking kid, man. I know he's this fucking 80-year-old guy swinging on you, but fucking hothead.
Yeah, Lou Duva was the shit.
Lou Duva was the shit, bro. I swear.
But again, at the time, I was excited about the stoppage. But years later, I could see why, you know, Taylor fans would have been upset, and Taylor himself would have been upset. He was never the same after that. And it wasn't just a beating. You know, everybody said blamed it on that. It was the cocaine. Who the fuck is anybody kidding? You know, but like, oh, you don't come back from a fight like that. No, you don't come back from blowing an 8-ball every fucking other night.
Do you reckon Lou Duva was coked out of his head?
A lot of people don't think that he would have been able to get to him with 2 seconds remaining. I think he would have.
If he ran, he would have to run, though. Which, listen,
I would have liked this. I would have liked to seen Lou just crack Richard Steele with the with the fucking bar stool or something after that.
Didn't he have a heart
You know what referee I used to like? I used to like fucking Miles Davis. I used to think he was awesome. The little fucking bald dude, the judge. He was a judge in real life, like a court judge too. He didn't take no shit.
Mills Lane.
Jimmy, who?
Mills Lane. I'm sorry, Mills Lane.
That was Mills Lane. Who was the fucking ref that Tyson Holyfield, the one that shot himself or allegedly?
Yeah. With the mustache, the guy? I don't remember his name. Yeah, he killed himself.
Yeah, with the mustache. Yeah, Bucho. Yeah. He was a younger guy. Like
he killed himself. Supposedly killed himself. When they said he killed himself, like, man, probably the mafia took him out. I don't know, man.
Nah, somebody whacked him.
Yeah, for sure, man.
That's like
Mitch
Frank Nitti.
Mediate.
That's like Frank.
Yeah.
Huh?
No,
it's
sorry.
Like Frank Nitti. Oh, he was claustrophobic because he was going to the can. He shot himself. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Mr. BD in the chat says Mitch Halpern. Yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't think of his fucking name.
T-Tone Toledo says Chavez raised his hand in victory before Richard Steele waved it off. Chavez seen he was out too. Okay. Yeah,
was a fix.
Or Chavez knew what was about to happen.
Oh man,
yeah.
Now we're going. Yeah, that was all planned. Like you got in that 12th round. Man, listen, I don't know, man. It's one of those fights.
So, but see, this is the thing. So you're gonna tell me the fix wasn't in for that motherfucker, but for Canelo Kovalev,
I never said he was a fix. Canelo, I didn't say Canelo Kovalev was a fix.
No, I know you didn't, Bucho.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying to the every other motherfuckers.
We're going back to Kovalev Canelo over here.
Yeah. Canelo Kovalev was fixed, but Taylor and Chavez wasn't.
Oh man. All right. All right, guys. You know what? We're gonna end the show. I want to keep it at 2 hours and 30 minutes. All right.
Well, I'll tell you, Kovalev must be pretty upset if he practiced that to that point and still tore the fucking ligaments in his ankle all up.
Yeah, that's what I always say. The ankles, it's like I'll go like, all right, that's a little like he.
Well, people said there was a delay. There was no delay. It was hit him on the jaw and his lights went out and he fell. His legs collapsed. They folded unnaturally. Nobody sober-minded, clear-minded, faking let their legs fold like that. He was out fucking cold.
Yeah, if you would have caught the top rope instead of like the lower rope, it would have been like Marciano versus Walcott. He would have been dangling off the rope.
That was Marciano and
the 13th round.
Oh, yeah. That was when he was flat on his face. Walcott.
Yeah, but he was dangling off the ropes because his elbow got caught on the ropes, right?
I don't remember. Fuck.
And he kept
the
hitting.
13th round, that famous punch when he was dangling off the ropes in the 13th round.
And he kept hitting.
If Kovalev would have landed on the top rope instead of the lower second rope, he would have been dangling off the ropes as well.
I mean, and that's Canelo's punch, that fucking hook. And I'll tell you, he fucking waff. He caught him right on the button. First, he caught him behind the ear. There was 3 punches. There was one behind the ear that got you saw his leg kind of like go a little goofy. So that had him on a little fucking, he was doing Bambi legs there. And then he caught him again behind the left ear, behind the right ear. And then when the fucking hook on the jaw, the minute it caught him on the jaw, it was bang, lights out. There was no delay. His ankles folded unnaturally, caused ligament damage to his leg. They don't even know if he's going to need surgery for. So, Yeah,
Yeah,
he does that
it was
fucking
it,
throw
was- it was
fight.
3 punches. It was 3 punches, Jimmy. It wasn't the second. It was the third to the last. The third one, and he held his ground, but he started reeling towards the ropes. He didn't stagger, but he backed up towards the ropes. Then he threw that left hook, which was kind of like a Charlie horse, and that made him a stagger. And then he just clipped when he was on steady legs. He just clipped it with the straight right hand.
All right. Well, guys, thank you for joining us.
Peace, boys.
Yep. Thank you, Johnny Boy, for being here and everybody else in the panel and in the chat. We had a great show. Don't forget to subscribe to the Second Renaissance. The link is in the description. And actually, I'm going to post it in the chat here. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to be having more shows this week. All right.
Peace.
All
right, you sick fox guys, everybody be cool.
That's right. All right, guys, in the chat, quick shout out to T-Tone Toledo, All Boxing Talking News, Alex Stancato, The Fight Scout, Transnational Incorporated, Bay Area Boxing Reborn, DSFG 35. Who else do we have here? SSB 28, Sina Mosea, Nes Mendoza, the Bronze Plumber, Tommy Gunn, Mr. BDA was there. Guys, thank you for joining us. We will see you next time. And here's the link for the Second Renaissance. Make sure you go there and subscribe. G-Boogie is also in the chat. Guys, we'll see you next time. Take care.
Disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time. I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in everyone. Disappointed in everyone.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it no more.
I'm disappointed in everyone.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
He's just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing. Lomito! Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.